What is up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here with part 2 of Codex Lost. This is an open world action RPG focused on magic, and it was actually created by a solo dev, free mana game. So fortunately and luckily and awesomely, the dev actually stepped in the chat yesterday as we're going through the beginning of the world. So in the previous stream we did go through some of the basics. We experimented with a few different magics from my other file that I'm currently working on, and we explored some of the earlier dungeons. So we're going to be finishing up the dungeon, getting our first grimoire, and then reaching certain other hubs and other areas so that we can go ahead and access all of the services available to us in the world. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the stats. Every time I need to get in the habit of showing you guys kind of where I'm at from a level perspective and attributes so we can kind of follow along. But anyways, that's what we're working on right now. We're going to be pumping up vitality to 25, intelligence to 20, and memory to 18 so we can have 6 slots. I've used 6 slots, and that's been sufficient for me to have a variety of spells and also to be able to focus centrally on one build. So it's pretty nice little balance there. But in either case, we're going to go ahead and jump into our spell book as well so I can show you what we have equipped for today. We have the Arcane Pulse, and that's a nice medley of spells, really, just to kind of accommodate for any different enemy type we're going to be facing off with. And as you know, we did gain a new skill in the Compass. We now have the ability to read these information runes or tablets. So we'll be going through and reading these really quickly throughout the area that we had unlocked this in. So we got the Jammer by the Celestium Gate, and we're actually going to go back to the beginning here. And if we go back to the very beginning where we started, where we first came from this little Midlight River looking place, you notice that that gate's open. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But there are actually different areas here that we can read these tablets in. So this here is talking about a secret that is incredibly important. Although I haven't quite completed it yet, I'm just 2 gems away from completing it on my main file. This is talking about 8 hearts, 8 lucent hearts. These are referring to gems that we currently don't have any possession of at this point in time, but there is a sacred chamber that you have to go to once the gems have been collected. And that chamber is actually where we fought the first golem, or the first titan. First of 5 titans. So we're going to go back there at some point later in the game, and I can show you guys precisely where that is. This is just telling you about the different types of flora and fauna. So the green mushrooms can heal you if you're ailed. And then we have, that's just telling you how to switch your compass and your shield. This right here is yet another one. This is telling you that you need to be able to avoid things like fire and freezing, because even though you can block, it's not going to actually prevent you from getting status build up. So just keep that in mind. And then this here is talking about all the different types of attacks we can deal. We can burn, we can freeze, we can poison. So burning allows us to inflict greater damage. Freezing makes enemies slow. And then I think it was poison, was it? This does damage over time. Now these are the effects that they can hurt us. So we can be burned, frozen, poisoned, shocked, and cursed. Each of which has a similar effect as the enemy. But shock, we get tired easily, so our stamina doesn't regenerate quickly. And if we're cursed, we're unable to heal, which is incredibly scary. So it's a tough thing to be up against. But anyway, so as you know, we did go to the Hunters Guild Lodge, and they talked to us about a certain hunt. We accepted a hunt, and that's precisely what we're going to be going and doing. There's going to be an enemy that we can face off with, and it's going to be great. You guys are going to love this. Alright, so let's see here. Should be able just to go this way if I'm not mistaken. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't wait to get Mage Light because I can't see anything. Oh, okay, so you're just going to stand there. If you're just going to wait there all patient-like. But what we want to do is we want to go in and take out this enemy. This is now the enemy that replaced the Silent Gravekeeper, I think is what his name was. This guy is going to spawn a bajillion little friends. So the faster we take them out, the better. Obviously, this lightning is an incredible skill to take out multiple enemies at once, so I find it to be super effective against this particular enemy. But what I do is I just line them up. It's called stacking. And all you do is you stack them up. Cause a bit of overkill. But we typically get the mark vanquished notification. But yeah, we took him out really easily. The longer you take fighting that particular mini boss, the more skulls he's going to summon, so it can get really nasty. So we defeated him with little effort, especially when you're equipped with the proper skills. Like I said earlier, you don't have to invest too much in willpower. You certainly can. What is he doing? You certainly can, but it is not a requirement to be effective or powerful in this game. So now we can go back to, well, technically, I guess we're already in a decent spot. I don't have tons of mana, though, so that's my only thing. Let's go ahead and recharge our mana, because we do have a bit of a hike. So we're going to rest and recover. That's a function that you can have, or you can use in the event you don't want to actually translocate, but you just want to maybe rest up. So we're just going to sprint through this first attack, dodge it, hit him with 2 boulders, and he's dead. Now we're going to head to the Craglands, and in the Craglands, there's 2 points of interest I'm going to show you guys. The area where you're going to turn in the gems is going to be where we fought the first Titan, and that's going to be, I'll show you guys where that's at in just a moment. Let's take out this little guy first. And this is probably the cleanest path. I mean, there's going to be rats and some bombs and archers and stuff, but nothing we can't handle. Couldn't parry both of those at the same time, so we're going to go ahead and take this guy with some boulders here. They are weak to geomancy, so see if we can hit him from this angle. It's kind of a tight angle because the trajectory of the projectile does get a little wonky. It's not bad, it's just the fact that it has a little arc to it, so it can hit those other boulders in the way. Remember, if you're having trouble with the parries, or in particular not getting killed by those landmines, just make sure that at the point when the orb starts shaking, that's whenever you want to go ahead and use your parry, or initiate the parry. Using all these hardcore spells against these urchins, typically just the standard primary spell for fire will make quick work of these guys. Nothing crazy at all, but I'm trying to show you where we fought the first golem, so you guys can remember where we kind of left off in yesterday's episode. So what we did is we came into here. This is where you're going to return once you obtain all 8 of the gems. As you obtain more and more gems, you're going to see that this door is going to be, the border of the door, and it will be aligned with the gems that you've acquired. So until you have all 8, I imagine you can't get through it. So I only have 6 on my other file, so I'm hoping to get the remaining 2 today. I plan on beating it today so that I can start pumping out some guides for you guys starting tomorrow. So alright, we're going to just kind of dodge through these guys. Alright. Good moves, good moves. Alright, so we're going to go through here now. Avoid imminent death. Or interact with these orbs. Did I get hit in the back? I got hit by an arrow. I'll be damned. He sniped me.
Come.
Alright, so we're going to collect our reward for the Frost Flame Skull enemy. You get a Spirit Flame die and the Halcyon. Spirit Flame die is actually a die that is going to be like an interactive die. So your skin, or your character's skin or whatever is going to be like glowing. It's actually really cool. So the mechanical golem's not until we get to the temple district, so we'll be interacting with that a little bit later. The 5 titans, currently on my other file I've found 4, and I'm in, I think, what I believe to be the final dungeon, so it'll probably be in there. I've yet to be able to find any golden goose. I looked up what buttresses are and all that. That's something that we'll talk about later. Hopefully we can find that. This one is going to be in the wastelands, and I have no clue how to solve this particular hunt either just yet. I mean, I'm still working on it, so... anyway, so those are a few things we're going to be dealing with along our playthrough as well. But now that we've done the Craglands, we've read the tablets and completed the hunt. So now we're going to go and try our best to defeat Crevlon. He is pretty difficult, actually. Especially early on, he's got a lot of very aggressive attacks. He likes to put the pressure on for sure. So it can definitely be a difficult fight. But we're going to do our best to take him on and beat him as quickly as possible so we can move to Bleakwater Depths, which is an area below the church. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, pretty tough stuff. We've got some tough fights ahead of us. I was going to say, okay, it didn't blow up. That's great. Matthias says, I'm here, late as usual. My punctuality is lacking here as of late. Regardless, I can't believe you, Matthias. I am so disappointed. So disappointed. I'm just kidding, man. Much love to you, my friend. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're feeling better. Oh my gosh, iframes, baby. Yeah, hope everything's good with you. Yeah, I don't mind if you're late, man. I just like for you to show up just because I just like to say hi to you. You're great. You're a great chatter. You're fun to talk to, and we have similar interests. Oh, guess what, Matthias? You're gonna be super excited. So as of late, I've just been having really good experiences with my streaming and this particular channel. And guess who reached out to me and is working on getting me a key? I'll be getting a key for that one Spirit Samurai game that you were telling me about, that we had both were interested in. So that Spirit Samurai game is gonna be pretty fun. We're gonna be experiencing that one here soon. Once we get through this, I should get the key, and once I get the key, we'll be able to feature that game as well. So that was one that we were really interested in. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Spirit Samurai or something like that, but it's the stop motion or stop. Yeah, it's like stop motion, and it's kind of like a 2D. Well, it's like a 3D kind of side scroller type game. Yeah, the dev actually reached out to me on that one too. I was like, sweet. I've been getting so blessed with these different opportunities. I'm super excited about it. But anyway, so we have Crevlon, which is one of the lords of the grimoire. He has stolen one. He's not necessarily that susceptible to a lot of the magics I currently have equipped. So I might actually change one of these out. We're going to give him a try first. But if worst comes to worst, we're going to switch to like a Venom and Ice kind of build, because I found that worked pretty effectively in my previous file. So Matthias says, much love to you as well, brother, you and your family. Oh, no doubt, man. Same goes to you, my friend. Matthias says, really, dude, that's amazing. Congrats. The Spirit of the Samurai. That is it. That's the one. That's the one. Parry. Holy balls. I parried him hard. Okay, so when you parry, because we have Zevlon's skull or beak, that's going to allow you to do parries that deal damage. So this is fantastic. Okay. Alright, so we should be in good shape. Typically there's bait in here, so you can always grab the bait. It's going to be very important for a later side mission we're going to be dealing with. But here is the very first boss. Lord of Grimoire, not the first boss, but the first of 5 major bosses in the game. So here goes. The voice actor for this particular character actually came in chat yesterday. I'll show you the second character that Myth was voicing as well. Matthias says, I definitely look forward to that playthrough because I'll be playing it as well. Nice. Yeah, they mentioned an embargo, so there may be some limitations to what I can show early, but looks like we're going to be getting it early for sure. He's got a mask on. I think he did really well with the voice acting. Alright, he comes in pretty hot, so we're gonna be... Oh my gosh. like I said, comes in pretty hot. I'm gonna keep my distance. What I'm trying to actually do is pop this spell here. I'm dead. So yeah. Yeah. So what happened was, I forgot how to play the game. You know, I didn't even use some of my spells. It's fine. I'm trying to think of what spells to use. I have so many. I have a lot of variety. At the beginning of the stream, I kind of showcased my loadout. And, yeah, I got a lot of spells. Get wrecked. Okay. Trying to figure out which one's going to work best, though. That's the issue. Lightning built up a ton of stagger. So that was really good, actually. Yeah, it's not bad, but it doesn't deal a ton of damage yet. Yeah, we're going to probably go Boulder. Get that stagger build up. And then this will punish him, and then I can do this. See, even the Fireball does actually really good. Let's see, what kind of damage are we getting? Yeah, Fireball and... Whoa! Oh my gosh. No. Bad demon. No! Oh, lovely. I have no juice right now. No juice. Whoa! Okay, that was scary. Nope, bad. Bad. I'm dead. Yeah, so boulders aren't bad at all. I was experimenting with different types, and because I used, I think because I used the flame, that did kind of use a lot of my mana up. I'm gonna see if I can get one. Let's see, super tox. I'm looking for a projectile. No, I don't have the projectile for venom. The venomancies are pretty good too, actually, but I don't have any of the ones that I want. So we're gonna be just spamming Boulder pretty much. Matthias's 9 Souls, I believe, came out today, but unfortunately it's going to have to wait because I decided upon Eterna Noctis instead, which is brutal Metroidvania. I refuse to play on the original intended difficulty because it's so brutal and punishing. Eterna Noctis. Yeah, I was saying 9 Souls did come out. I saw some, like it's out on, looks like Steam and PlayStation apparently. So here's some bait. As I said before, you'll get the opportunity to kind of farm up some bait of different rarities. It's important to collect as well. We're gonna eat some of these blood mushrooms to top off because that bastard hit me. So it's a pretty hard game, huh? We like that though. We like that. Otherwise it'd be too easy. There's a spell over there, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just trying to survive. I used the wrong spell because I'm an idiot. Sir? No. 3-hit combo, okay. Don't do it. No! Really? Lovely. Calling me filth. Sir. I got the item because I'm a jerk. I'm greedy. He usually just 3 hit. Ooh! Get wrecked, bro. Like, slow it down. Okay. Okay. Ooh! Oh, of course. The backhand. Oh, I love that one. So, yeah, I don't have tons of mana, so the problem is I'm gonna have to be very careful on how I use it, or resort to a more melee style attack. So let's see. I could potentially use one of these. He doesn't like fire that much either, just so you guys know. Free Mana Game Studio says, you got this, Inhuman. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing today? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if I want to fight him so early. I'm trying to figure out the best strategy too. On my other file, I had just a different set of spells, and I went with Venom and Ice, and that worked pretty good. And then I ended up actually beating him with Fire. I used Cinder Sword, in fact. We're gonna let's do that. Let's have some fun with it. Let's have some fun with it. This is gonna be a parry heavy build. Now the problem is I'm probably gonna want to have Ignite too, just to double up on the fire for now. And I'm gonna change out the Arcane. He is clearly throwing purple stuff everywhere, so that indicates to me that he is using Arcane, so he's probably resistant to said magic. So we've got this. Boulder was doing really good for a period. Lightning was good too, but let's see. What do I really want this? I think I want this. Yeah, we'll have that there. Let me just get used to my little hotkeys really quickly. Yeah, that works. So I'll be like, parry. That's what I did in how I beat him the first time. I did really good with the Venom and the Ice, but the Venom was like, it does tons of damage, and I was like, whoa, he's gonna die just by the Venom alone after we had inflicted it, or I had inflicted it on him. And then I was like, okay, now we know Venom's pretty OP. So then I switched to Fire. Hello. Free Menace says, yeah, Poison, Fire, Ice, good elements against Crevlon. Yes, yeah, Poison is fantastic against him. Fire is what I use in my first to beat him, and then but Ice and Poison were just destroying him. I had at this point in the other file gone and explored and done way off the beaten path, so I found a few more recipes, so that was why. But we're all good. We got this. This will just be a few times, and once we do this, we'll be exploring another dungeon, and then we'll be meeting up with some friends, some buddies. And I was up close and personal on the last one, so we'll just get the parry timing down again. Oh, yes, yes. Oh! Okay, I'm dead. Oh! Do the thing. Do the roar. Filth. Get wrecked. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Crevlon. There's two different timings for that portal technique. I forgot how to play. Oh my gosh, I'm panicking. He got me. I should have just sprinted out of it. Oh, that's funny. Free Mana says, so, there's a semi-hidden mechanic. I expect you already worked it out. As you know, enemies who are burned take more damage, but that includes more damage from poison tick. Oh, very nice, very nice. Poison is just really, burn is just really good in general. What I learned on my other file, and then I applied it in this one, was, like, for example, I didn't really use a lot of Arcane, but, because it's pretty balanced, you know, and I was looking for a really high DPS, but I would use Burn first to inflict the burn on an enemy, and, oh my gosh, I'm insane, and then I'm scared, and then I would deal damage with the Arcane or whatever, or Lightning in particular, and it was just dealing tons of damage, because once they have that burn effect, they're in trouble. So here's what I'm gonna do. I might burn his ass and then throw some boulders at him. But excellent. No, I appreciate that. We saw that mechanic spelled out from the tablets, which was really helpful. Ow. Oh my goodness. You're burnt. You just keep doing that, buddy. That's fine with me. Oh! Okay, he didn't do his three. He did do his 3-hit combo. No! Okay, you're scary. Don't do that, sir. Sir! He gets all up in your face with it. We gotta reapply burn. There it goes. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's what we like to see. Those sexy parries. Okay. I'm gonna be running out of mana soon. Oh my goodness, I'm panicking. Panic! This. We got a few boulder casts left. Oh my gosh. Okay, buddy. Uh-huh. Oh no. Oh, this guy. This guy. That was close. If we get that close to having a good fight, I'm just going to use a bookcase fragment. I typically, well, later on, actually, by the end of this episode, you guys will see a great place to purchase those. Those are items that you can purchase, so it's going to be lovely. You can explore a lot more freely when you have a good amount of those bookcase fragments, because you can constantly regenerate your mana. Also, there are spells that like to regenerate your mana as well. So it just depends on really your playstyle and how you want to kind of work it out. But alright, so here goes. Let's try that again. We're going to apply the good stuff. Apply some fire. I don't have the projectile venomancy, which is what I really prefer to use to apply poison, but we'll just go with this for now. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, my face. You bastard. He's only doing the one projectile, which can be a little tricky. You gotta read him a little bit better and figure out which one he's gonna do so you can counter. That's the horizontals where you typically see more than one. Ooh, he got me. Well played, sir. There you go, now he's pissed. Forgive him, for he knows not what he does. You're gonna laugh because the achievement for this guy is very fitting. Oh my goodness. Ow. Oh god! No, again. It's so close. Whenever you're on the floor, you can still receive damage, so if he's in the middle of a combo, you're probably gonna get project up. Alright, we're just gonna run straight to the boss because he pissed me off. Screw the bait. We'll come back for it. I'm just kidding. The bait does spawn randomly. We'll find more. Oh, I got poisoned. Look at that. Would you look at that? I have an idea. Oh, my face. Get out of there. Okay, thank you. Now we can be further away. Damn you. Damn you first, fool. Okay. Get wrecked. Oh, that works. Get wrecked, bro. And then I just walked right past your flurry. Necronomicon obtained. We also got the Holier Than Thou achievement, which I thought was a nice touch. Very nice. So we obtained a few things from him. When you defeat certain boss enemies, you actually obtain their souls. I guess for lack of a better term, I would imagine it's like their soul or their essence. So what we got from him is the Necronomicon. One thing that I wish is that, like, once you obtain the key items, most of them stay in your possession, but the books do not. On my other playthrough, I collected the books and then I just went and delivered them to the library, and you're no longer able to read the description for them. And I was like, oh, because it's pretty deep. Like, it really adds a lot to the lore. So we're gonna read this one as well. The Necronomicon, the grimoire once held by the Bishop Crevlon. The words within this volume concern the proper practices and ceremonies surrounding death. The magic derived from these words touches the rivers which flow from all other realms, inexorably to the realms of death, passing in heavenly light. The undeath granted by Crevlon through this Necronomicon is inferior to that granted to the curators by the library. For the former is only the trick of undeath, whereas the latter is true immortality. So, dope. That is pretty awesome. And it's talking about kind of like how Crevlon was kind of imitating, you know, the immortality that the Curator actually possesses. So pretty cool. I think it's awesome. But yeah, I just wish we could still have the entries for the grimoires, even after we deliver them, or even by clicking on them when they're on the pedestals, being able to then like activate or read the item description would be pretty cool. Because once you turn them in, you can't. We also obtained, let's see, a few other things here. Let's see. We got Arcana Mystica, I believe. Unique Arcana. I keep saying Arcana because I speak Spanish. So that's why. So my bad. Unique arcana of the Bishop Crevlon. Those that hold a grimoire for too long become one with its pages, and their very soul is colored by its influence. Crevlon was once a beloved bishop who taught piety, and the ways of utility, magic in equal measure. However, his desire to help his congregation became an obsession fueled by the grimoire with which he refused to part. Used to craft recall or equalize. So when you go to your spellcrafting menu, there's typically 1 to 2 spells that are like boss level spells. So you can use either recall or equalize, and they usually have really, really powerful effects, which is awesome. And also, there's one other thing I saw that I want to take a look at in passing. Oh, that's right. Heart of the Crag. That was the physical damage reduction we got from the Craglands. All right, so that's that. He was praying to this thing. Probably one of the ancients. But his prayers were not heard. So now we've defeated Crevlon. There's a series of dungeons underneath the church, which is important because it actually ties to some of the late game bosses. So there's key items that you need to obtain in order to actually reach these bosses, and one of which are going to be in this particular area. Later on, we're going to end up going to this area where you can, as you've noticed, we received what they call owl mail. Well, there's a place where you can actually read the mail, and it's going to give us hints as to where to go next. And one such area is underneath the church itself. Matthias says, GG's, you've acquired the Book of the Dead. Read at your own risk. Isn't this the Evil Dead Shadows? Isn't it the Necronomicon as well? Or am I thinking like Adventure Time? What is the Adventure Time book? Ah. In Kyridian. Never mind. Ow. Alright, we got 15k souls, or arcana. Definitely want to use that. There's enemies behind us, going to start getting little pop shots, but we're going to avoid those. We're going to bust through there. Oh my god, avoid the lightning from the demon behind us. And we're going to cut through here. And go to the library. Now we can level. We'll be able to level a few times actually. And we're going to be opening up a new slot. This is where you can do your spell crafting. So just an idea. We got equalize and recall, or the ability to make either or. So this one, you sacrifice half your health and then regain that amount as mana. Or recall, you return to the library without losing any arcana. So essentially you could, it's like your homeward bones or your page of the tomes. Lost page of tomes. So that's excellent. That's a free way to do it essentially. But anyways, let's go ahead and level. Let's see what we want to do. We'll show our halcyons as well and see which ones we can use. We've got a big one there. Bump this up to 18 for the max. Well, I want 6 slots total. Not that we need them, but it's nice to have like utility slots and then like for quality of life, and then some for actual damage dealing. And even some for healing or whatever passive type effects if you want. I'm just not into that kind of stuff. I like the damage. I like dealing damage. It's my thing. Alright. Cool, so let's get these kind of switched out again. I like using the fire. I honestly do. I love it. But we're going to probably switch it out just for the sake of. Going to go with a little bit more versatility here. And we need to change this yet again. This can be changed to, I guess this could technically be, well, yeah, we can have this here. So we have pretty much every single spell that we could possibly, or spell type we could have. There's still a few missing, but pretty close. So we have Arcane, Geomancy, Pyromancy, Aeromancy, Cryomancy, and then we got some fire again. But there's Dark and other things we can use as well. But this is good for now. We're going to need this because there's a very special mechanic for one of the bosses we're going to be facing off with. So versatility is going to prove indispensable. Let's go ahead and deliver the first of the 5 grimoires and check out what happens. I like the writing, it's just done really well. So we have 1 of 5 grimoires, there's 4 left. I'll be collecting them in order, or at least to the best of my ability. I might do something a little out of order, but we'll see. On my file, I got 1, 3, 5, 2, and 4. Well, I'm working on number 4 right now. I'll be beating it today, but there's no order that you truly have to follow. You can do whatever you want. Very open world.
But for those who dwell in the shadows, cast by a dawn unending,
Eternity is relentless, Raziel.
life eternal becomes a waking night.
Eternity is relentless.
Accursed, the undying waged a war against light itself. whilst the bishop drank ever more deeply the words of the grimoire. His fate and the fate of his sleepless parish inevitable.
Shouldn't have been dabbling in the dark arts, my friends. And that's the reason for all the undead you see throughout the area. It's because of Crevlon.
Their path to redemption may truly begin.
So there's tons of different books. Well, there's 5 books, I'm sorry. But I'll explain kind of in high level what they are.
The duty of a curator is eternally
Curator.
all 5 grimoires.
He's a chatty little book, isn't he?
Such is the word of the ancients.
See, because of... That's... Yeah, so that's like how they say, yeah, I've spoken. So, now, if you go to your key items, you won't have access to the book. So it's like you wouldn't be able to then read that entry anymore. But long story short, you have the Necronomicon, the Sanguinomicon. So sanguine is kind of the Latin root word for like blood. And then you have the Psychologicon, which is dope. And then you have... I don't know what this one is yet, because I don't have it. And then you have the... Cosmicolicon? Yes. One of those. I see you getting the grips with the lore. I certainly am. I certainly am. That's definitely something that I try to do when I play to the best of my ability on my first playthrough. I always do a blind playthrough. Typically, I used to do it off stream. Now I do them on stream so you guys can share that experience with me. But normally I do them, you know, when I'm going through the game the first time, I just try and explore the lore and get my grips on it. And then after that, then I do what I can to like find all along the way. I'm finding like whatever secrets I can, because I always try and go towards like what I consider the true ending. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I love the lore. The lore is not interesting. I mean, the lore is very interesting. What I was saying is my kind of strategy. It's like I try and just absorb as much knowledge as I can on the first go through. Lore, secrets, opportunities for challenge runs, all of that. It's just a knowledge kind of playthrough. And then the second one is kind of like the execution, where I can use it for guides and showcase and all the cool stuff that we've learned along the way. But yeah, this game's freaking awesome. I'm gonna beat it tonight, I think. Free mana. I'm in the last dungeon, or it's not the last one, it's my last dungeon, I suppose. So I'm going towards the 4th grimoire, and I am super excited to see kind of the ending and see how it all comes together. Alright, so we got the Blood Splinter. Okay, so what I need to do is, we're in the kind of like the Bleakwater Depths pre-area. I'm going to take this guy out really quickly just in case he gets crazy with us and tries to attack us from afar. But if you sprint past that lightning attack, you're going to be able to avoid it. It's going to track where you're at, but it can't track you as fast if you're sprinting. So other than that, you know, he usually opens up with the lightning, so you're going to be in trouble. So this is where we could go. Yeah, we could enter from here. Either way, we're going to be all in the same space, so we're fine. All right. We should be able to interact with these orbs now, so we can replenish mana. That will be an item we can interact with a little bit later. That'll help ease of access and traversal. All right, we're going to drop down here. And I knew I heard you guys. He's just tanking it. The River of Light. Yeah, I think it's called Starlit Monastery, if I'm not mistaken. I get a lot of the names mixed up because I'm thinking of like this playthrough, the other places I need to go, and then what I'm doing in my other file. I'm trying not to overlap, you know. But yeah, I do believe it's called the Starlit Monastery. I think that's where we were headed. Just so you guys know, up here we do have an area. Let's watch for this guy first. I usually miss that parry because I just wanted to hold guard that time to be safe. But yeah, up here you can go towards the Kren. That's a fun little area that we were going to be checking out here soon. Matter of fact, we could do that now. We can do the Kren now, and then we'll come back down and do the Bleakwater Depths area. This is a dungeon that's pretty challenging. It's got some fun areas, but it's got one of the most interesting bosses in the game. So, and you're gonna be shocked because you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, "This is the boss," and then my answer to you would say, "Yes, allow me to retort." There's a very special mechanic to the boss, and it took me a little bit to figure out. It was really cool. So we've got a new. If you look at this message here, check thy equipment to observe thy collection of compass attachments. So you go here, here, and then you go to your compass, and you can see now we have a light. So now we can illuminate areas nearby as long as the compass is out. We still won't be able to see, from afar or move around very easily, but you do have the ability to learn spells that grant you that as well. So like if you were just to pull out your... See, let's look at how good it is. You can see the light, but it's only up close and personal, right? So you're still gonna be kind of in a pickle if you're in close quarters combat, like so. Oh my gosh! Increased damage. We're burnt. We are burnt. We'll just hold go. Oh no! I didn't even have my shield out. That's funny. I had my compass out and I was blocking. Whoops. A little slip there, a little slip. We have our crystal lizard equivalent. What are those called, Free Mana? Like, what is the actual lore specific name? Oh my gosh, the lore specific name for the crystal lizards. Oh my gosh, go away, you bastards. Away, demons! Okay, let's heal again, because why not use all of our heals? Why not? So here you can grab some arcane crystals, which are the purple crystals here. We'll be circling around the entire... Meteor heads. Very nice, very nice. I like it. They remind me of so many things at the same time. Like, obviously they have the inspiration from the crystal lizards. That's fine. But they also remind me of, like... something that I've seen, I don't remember, in an anime, and then it reminds me of like a Pokemon. It reminds me of like 6 things at the same time. And I like that. Alright, we're gonna kill the crossbow guy over here. Always take out the ranged fighters. As you guys know, I always prioritize those first because they can often upset your rhythm. So if you're just fighting easy enemies, it's usually not an issue at all, but then you throw in the ranged fighter peppering you from afar and it can be pretty tricky. Alright, so we're just going to get him over here, honestly. I'd like to save some of my juice. Come a little closer, brother. Come here, little brother. That should hurt him, yeah. Glalie. Oh, you know what it also reminds me of? This is what it reminds me of. I forgot. I was like, there's something from like my childhood. I don't know if you're familiar with Kirby Superstar. There's like these little enemies that are, I don't even remember what they're called, but they have little ears. They're orange and they're kind of like powdery, like when you hit them. And I forgot what they're called because it's been, a million years since I was, playing that game. But on the Super Nintendo. And yeah, that reminds me of those guys. Noble bait. We can go through this area a number of different ways. I don't think I can grab the item from here. Yeah, we'll go up and around. I'm glad that opened because honestly, I forgot all about that chest. You know what I mean? They're little orange guys, and they have like I don't remember, but they have like a little like when they move around or they hit you, it's like a little like it's like a sandbag kind of sound effect. All right, so you can go this way or around the other way. Honestly. There's no right or wrong way to do it necessarily. You can actually see a shortcut when you come around the other way, but we're going to be exploring the entire pathway as it is, so we are quite thorough, so we won't be missing anything, but I just want to show you guys kind of the way I did it, and you can improve upon that as you see fit. But this here, there's going to be a mage behind us. Good thing we have geomancies. They don't really seem to like geomancies very much. We're gonna get in close and take him out here. There are different variants of those little sorcerers, and they can be incredibly effective, especially the fire ones. Those are probably the worst, the pyromancers. Matthias says, I played Kirby on the original Nintendo. Yes, I'm that vintage. That's what I'm talking about. Vintage Gamers Unite. So this shortcut will be accessible once we get to the other side. This is one of those, door cannot be opened from this side. And this is one of those, oh, I can't step over things. You know how it is. Limited mobility. Okay, so there's going to be archers up there, and what I normally do is just get past these guys. We want to take them out in just a moment, but what I want to do is get hit by this guy repeatedly until I'm stuck and die. Lull him into a sense of security. False security. Alright. Now we're safe. Didn't mean to do that. What I wanted to do is get the drop on him, but and one for the road. Okay. Alright, he's out of the way. He's actually the biggest threat, and then we can go take out the archers up here. This is the other side where we just grab the arcane crystal, so you can we'll drop down and grab some of these items. But over here you have this you can grab. I want to kill all the enemies first, and we can go back around. We'll take a look at the blue shield charm. We're actually safe from this angle. We're not going to be hurt here. But here we have a charm that reduces magical damage that we receive by 15%. So we'll be equipping that. That's better. That's better. Alright, so now we're kind of stuck using primarily our what I call like the primary spell, I guess, which is the one that doesn't consume mana. We do have some bookcase fragments which will allow us to build up some more mana, and we can potentially parry this bomb over here. It will build up more mana that way. But I'm probably going to use a bookcase fragment to make it through a little easier. This is just the other side. This is where I was getting destroyed by the hand. But if you circle around, we got some more goodies this way. Watch the fuse and watch him shrink, and that will be the indicator of when to parry, but I didn't nail it there. Not even close. We get a firework. That's a consumable, but you can use it for like an offensive purpose. So there's consumables that you can use that emulate spells. So firework would be like a fire type spell, whereas you have arcane beams and special things like that. So pretty cool. Alright, let's kill these guys. We can parry these guys as well. Not too bad. There you go. Killing and parrying is going to help build up the mana, so that's slowly helping us build back up. I don't ever mess with these little pylon things. They have tons of health, and they don't hurt you if you don't bother them. So we picked up Hyperspore. That is going to be, sounds like a Venomancy, if I had to take a guess. But yeah, we're going to go this way. If you circle around from here, there's actually two pathways. You can go across this little ladder, or you could have come from this other side here. And yes, I'm going to drop down for the bait. The bait's important early on. You definitely want to grab all the different types of bait that you can. It's going to be needed for a special item that we're going to be obtaining at some point. Alright, so from here we can drop down to that tiny little fence that was keeping us from doing anything. What a bastard. Okay. And we have some heals, so we should be good. Oh my. You know what yeah, I don't think you like lightning, do you? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, okay. This is fine. I'm just gonna have to parry him. Oh my goodness. That was nasty. Okay, so yeah, just, note to self. Just parry. So we're going to go here and grab this. If you go down here, just so you know, like there's actually nothing that's going to be, you know, it's not a big deal to come down here. You can open up that shortcut that we were just at, where we were being pelted with by the Venomancer up here. So now we're down here. Those, again, those little evil pylons, but they don't bother anybody, so I don't really mess with them too much. I don't have enough. I'm just going to use a bookcase fragment. Why not? The bookcase fragment does allow you to gain or replenish mana slowly over time. And it's actually a really decent amount as well. So if you're killing enemies along the way, even better. Hello. There you go. Parry his ass. Parry. Oh, come on. I gotta parry him now. Now I'm embarrassed. There you go. That's the stuff. Exploring this lower level is nice because you're going to find some goodies. Let me see if we can take out some of these guys. We got a rot. That's like you can throw Venomancy if I'm not mistaken. A throwable. I hear something. Yeah. Oh, there's bros. Okay. Oh, you. I thought I heard some. I was like, I hear spells. But why? Let's take out this Venomancer real quick. He's kind of the biggest threat, to be honest. Come here. There you go. Whoa! There you go. He's still alive. What you'll notice they do later on is when they die, sometimes they're mid-cast, and several like projectiles will fling up in the sky, and they'll get you even after they die. It's insane. It's happened to me more times than I'd like to admit. I love the music. I know I have it pretty low, but the music is fantabulous. Yeah, that's good enough. Music is great in this game. Alright, so over here we have a purple shiny we can grab. It's another recipe. And we can grab the Halcyon for. Halcyons, of course, are the consumable arcana that we can use for leveling and just purchasing and all that. Alright, so now essentially we would have been coming back up on this bridge here. We dropped down from this side, just so you know, when we're facing off with that, the dude with the crystal teats. So now that we're here, we've kind of come full circle. We can grab this little bait, and then we're going to go to the next NPC. But first, we have some little bros. I've prepared mentally for these guys, so we're good. Again, the rats in this game don't bother me as much as rats and normally bother me. Normally, I have like a phobia. They're terrible creatures. But this here is going to be a grade 3 dungeon. I think it's Bleak Water Depths. We'll be exploring that here in due time. There's 2 ways to get to almost every area in this game, so there are more than one way to get to where you're trying to get to. What is this? I see some. Oh, okay, that's just that. So I thought this was great. At first, I was like, wait, what do I do? What do I do? This is kind of scary. I thought it was a trap, but you interact with it, and it's like Bubblemancy. Literally, it's a platform of bubbles. I was like, oh, that's awesome. So anyways, that's our NPC friend. He's going to sell us different types of Halcyon. So I'm just resting here. Just by resting or interacting with the portal, that will now add it to your list. So if we wanted to just double check and see, this place that we just entered is called the Kren. Not sure why. Oh, there you go. So now it's right here. It wasn't there before. Now it's here. It's one of the areas we can now translocate to at any point in time. So just by simply touching those, it's going to be adding it to your translocation menu. So here we have not Gavland, the Stone Trader Gulland.
You stone many want.
You're not wrong. So what you can do is you can buy Drithen from him, all the way up to class 9. So there's all kinds of different levels of Drithen. Each one, you need 5 of each to level up your staff. So 5 of these for level +1, +2, +3, and etc. As you progress through the game, you're going to have up to Drithen level 9 that you can purchase. And it does get very expensive, but by then, I mean, you're kind of rolling in the arcane. So here we're going to take a step outside. We're not going to necessarily, well, let's do it just to tie the world together. So we're now at Lake Mevril. This is another area that I thought was beautiful, really enjoy. Even from a distance, you can see some of these really awesome structures. This little bastard, come here. Oh, and in regards to the hunts, there are several hunts that I've not figured out just yet, and most of them have to deal with animals. There's one that has rare game, and there's one about a golden goose, and I've yet to find either of those just yet, but we'll remedy that, I'm sure. But here we have the Aquamarine Garb. It's a different mantle. So if you look at this, you see the difference, how it has a little bit less physical defense, but a little bit more magic defense, reduced poise, and reduced weight. So you could change it out if you wanted to, and that's what it would look like. But one thing to note is that, say for example, like, I really don't like blue. I don't like this blue. I prefer, red or black or whatever. You actually have the ability to dye your mantles, so you can customize them as you see fit and still retain the benefit of that particular garb. So I do like that. I do like that quite a bit. But here we have the Curator's attire. We're going to go with this one. Let's see. 6 or 9. Let's see. The Curator's stuff is just so well balanced, though, and you're going to find that throughout. Do we want increased magic defense? Why not? Let's just change it up a bit, right? Let's have fun with this. And we're going to play this differently than I would. As I told you before, normally in my walkthroughs, I play way differently. This is like a semi-walkthrough because I know everything you're seeing, I've seen before. But when it comes to like just normal blind playthroughs, I typically play a very specific way. Free Mana Game says, Lake Mevril lore hint, look northeast. Okay, northeast. Is this north? This should be northeast. Okay, let's see. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what this means. So I remember that. East by northeast. Interesting. Okay, I'm interested. We'll have to see. I guess it's more like east. Yeah, no, that's fine. Alright, we're going to have to figure out what this means. From a lore perspective, of course. Walter Sabin says, finally caught another stream, got busy at work and missed the first ones. I can't believe you prioritized your own job and well-being over a stream. How terrible of you. Walter, man, how's it going, my friend? Welcome to the stream. It sucks that you're... do you have any time off for the holidays? That's just a message saying you can fall, but if you fall into water, you're pretty much dead. Hopefully you're having a great week nonetheless. And thank you so much for stopping by, Walt. It's always a pleasure to have you, my friend. B, what's going on, B? B says, evening, all. Evening, indeed. So these guys really don't mind arcane, but they don't like fire much. It's like in real life. Free Mana says, I guess it's more like east. Yeah, I saw those structures. I currently don't know what they are, but you can see them throughout, and I'm just curious. I want to know what... And I saw the lunar body, or whatever it was, the celestial body up above. Curious. We'll figure it out. Oh my gosh. Okay, you want to get parried, buddy? Is that what we're gonna do? Oh, okay, hold on, never mind. I have a fire. I have ignite on mine, so it's so much more effective against the close range enemies. Using arcane is new to me. I typically don't use it on my my other file. I have a medley of spells, but that is not one of them. I'm really preferring dark. I've been using dark since the very beginning, and I do like using dark, and I like geomancies. Those are probably my personal favorite in terms of effectiveness. But in terms of like visual effects, I'd say, gosh, lightning or the aeromancies are they're just a treat to look at. All right, let's make sure we're not getting attacked. We'll deal with his ass later. Those meteor heads are quite the bastards. I think I've destroyed nearly all of them, and save for the last dungeon. So I wonder if there's either one of the hearts or gems or an achievement or something for killing them all, because obviously they don't respawn, and they're tough to hit sometimes. Tougher than I'd like to admit. Alright, so now we've got this, but I'm going to heal just because, you know, stuff. Reasons. Oh my gosh, okay. Wait, what happened? You disappeared for a moment. Throw me off, buddy. So sometimes when they die, you'll see that they had already pre-casted, and we get a vitality crystal here at the lake. This is going to increase the number of times we can heal, so this is fantastic. There's a fishing spot, which we'll be learning how to use, possibly, we'll actually learn how to do it today, matter of fact. We're going to be going to a number of different areas to kind of tie in the world for you guys. Alright, so we got this bastard. Oh my gosh! You little friend. Okay, you really are going to get in the way, aren't you? And I don't know where the hell this dude went. Did he die over there and I just didn't see? Oh! Did he die and I just didn't see it? I did panic. I think he's dead, yeah. He very well might be dead. There's one way to find out. There's one way to find out. They don't respawn, so... And if you kill them, you automatically get their drops. Obviously, that drop was a loot drop, not the standard loot drop that you'd get from like defeating that particular enemy, though. So... But yeah, free mana. As I was saying earlier, really, the 2 hunts that I'm still pending. I'm having trouble with the golden goose. I can't find. I'm looking for even like things that are like figurative or that figuratively are golden geese, and then the one about the rare hunt. So I'm trying to figure those out, and it's definitely something that I'll figure out in due time. But those are the last 2 I have on my little list. So the Titan one, I'm assuming, will be something we'll deal with a little bit later. But let's go ahead and activate this font, because why not? We're going to be coming out on the other side of this a little bit later. I did want to show you guys where this leads to. So as we were just talking about the hunts and all of that, this is where the other side of the Craglands, I should say. And from here, you can actually get to the lodge, which is just right there. So let's take out this enemy real quick. Let me actually pay attention to him. We got the Hammer Charm, which is, in my opinion, one of the best charms in the game. So let's take a look at it and you'll see why. I go for offense almost exclusively, so you'll see here that this gives plus 30 stagger buildup. So as you know, stagger is incredibly effective. When you use it on enemies, they can actually get staggered and pause for a moment. It can interrupt attacks, and this is really good. So this has 30% stagger buildup, so I definitely like using it. B says, so from the lore point, did the main level bosses pinch your grimoires and you're on the quest to get them back? Essentially, they didn't pinch like our grimoires necessarily, but they did steal them from the library. And as the curator, we're the one who manages the library, and we're responsible for either handing out the grimoire. We're like the librarian, right? We're the people that we check the books out, and we I don't know why I just healed. And we return them. So you can lend them out, so you can allow for like leaders to use them for power. But what happened is they were stolen and never returned. So that's not good. That's not very nice. So we're trying to get them back, and they've been gone for I think hundreds of years, and no curator has really stood up to obtain them. And we're the one that is, you know, kind of up for the task, so to speak.
Come.
So we've completed this one already. We'll be dealing with this one in the Temple District a little bit later on. This one is spanning across the entire game. I think I have 1 Titan left. The Golden Goose, I have no clue. I know how to unlock it, or it just unlocks as you make progress. I have no clue how to solve it, though. This one is something you face off with in the Wastelands, and then this here is another item that I've had trouble figuring out the specific conditions, but all in due time. But anyways, I wanted to connect the world for you. So we're not very far apart, and it can be incredibly overwhelming at first, but take those steps and try to find out where they connect and how the map connects. Because if you do that, you're going to realize, okay, it's not nearly as daunting as I thought. But even so, I mean, this game's huge, and there are tons of areas, and there's usually 2 to 3 ways to get to each of the areas. So, all right, what do I want to do next? So the Bleakwater Depths was honestly what I was trying to do. So what we can do is we're going to return back to the Kren, and we're going to go to Bleakwater Depths from that weird angle there. I haven't actually entered it from that angle before. I've only exited from that angle, but it's fine. We'll be fine. This is fine. We're going to run past enemies, which is ill-advised. Never do this. You'll be attacked the entire time. But the good thing is in open world areas, your stamina does not decrease, so we can essentially sprint endlessly. Even with a sliver of stamina, we're able to use that to our advantage and avoid all these bastards. Enistaki says, what is the name of this game? The game is called Codex Lost. Input the command ! Codex Lost and you will see more information about it. The dev is actually in chat right now, so you can ask him any questions, and I'm sure he'll answer. And other than that, yeah. If you want to support, that link is the link to the Steam library, so you can check it out. All right, so we're gonna go to. We need to go down, right? I need to rest and recover first. We're gonna go to the library. I should have just done that. That accomplishes the same thing. We'll go ahead and level. Use the rest of our arcana. I don't want to lose any of this. We're gonna pop these halcyons, and we can level just once, but it's fine. Get that going. All right, fair enough. Now we go to the Kren, and we're gonna go down. There is a really quick pathway to the Bleakwater Depths area that I was wanting to go to. And then we'll be going to Fractured Fields. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's probably better if I was doing like a guide or walkthrough on this to not do this just yet. This is a little bit more of a challenging dungeon or area. It's not bad, but I mean the enemies are they hit pretty hard, and there's lots of different types of enemies as well. But I would suggest going to Fractured Fields first, which we're going to do soon after this. I just want to kind of complete this area because I'm crazy like that. So Enistaki, the name of the game is Codex. Oh my gosh, I got shot in the ass. Codex Lost. Codex Lost. Walter says, sadly, from what I've read, only PS5 or PC, neither of which I own. Oh man, that's unfortunate. What do you own then? I guess a Switch or an Xbox? Let's just drop down. This would be the bubble place again, and then we're going to kind of be accosted by a number of different enemies. So we need to make sure we are on point with our dodges. So let's go ahead and reposition. And we need to watch for the arrows from behind as well. We're going to use fire just to finish him off. Or maybe not. Okay. We got this fool. Let's see what you're weak against. So these enemies are going to be a lot stronger than I was anticipating. I didn't do this till much later in my file, so it might be something we save for later. Yeah, let's just do that. We're going to Fractured Fields then. We're going to wait for this for later, so I'm going to mark it as something we explore a little bit later. Fractured Fields is going to be the area right next to the library grounds, the area where we met Fenton Hargreaves, I believe is what his name is. So we're going to be going there. That area is a little tough for us right now. I'd rather get a little bit more health and more damage, honestly. That's honestly what we need to do. But when it comes to damage, I'm going to upgrade our staff, but I do want to pick one in particular that's going to be the most effective. So we're going to be changing up our spells as well before long. Okay, so now that we're here, we can actually go upstairs, and we're going to go to the library grounds, exit this area, and then we'll be going to the Fractured Fields, which is really one of my favorite areas that that we've in this game, because it connects to some of the best dungeons in the game. So really like this area. Switch and Xbox Series X, PS4 and an old ass laptop. It happens. It happens. So again, these are going to give you points of like interest where you want to go next. General locations anyways. So let's go here really quickly. We're going to go to the Fractured Fields and speak with some NPCs. So from this area, I'm going to kind of point out a few points of interest. So we're going to be going straight ahead at some point to go there and talk with an NPC. There is a series of 2 pathways you can get to. One leads to the Temple District, one leads to the Valley of Blades, and then we have a secret area. I call it a secret area because it's kind of easy to miss, but it's not quite secret. But it's called the Great Gazing Cave, and it is my favorite dungeon in the game. It was so much fun to figure out. So we'll be exploring that together in just a moment. We want to go to the Valley of Blades first, because that's where we're going to reach the next hub area. And remember, Fenton said that he's going to be in the guild hall. So through this area, you can actually reach the guild hall by, you know, making a few twists and turns, if you will. Alright, let's just kill these guys the old-fashioned way. You can parry them, but the parry timing's a little... It's like right when they're coming at you. Not when they start spinning, but right when they're about to make contact. It's a little tricky because you got to know like what their hitbox is. They did poison us though, unfortunately. These guys love afflicting status ailments or whatever. All the time, I say. Oh, I'm over here hitting nothing. There you go. I was like, why is my lock on that one? Okay, that was just me. That was weird. Alright. So we'll be, you know, going through this area in due time and circling back around. There's a treasure chest we'll be getting as well, but I like to speak with the NPC up here. He's pretty funny. Very long-winded, but everything he says is kind of like it's like a rhymey thing. It's pretty funny. He rhymes and he's something of a poet. I remember when I first came upon this, I thought these guys were bad, but you can just kind of jam out with them, you know. You can just dance with them for a little bit. Grab these items, and then we're going to talk with this NPC. His name is Patrick.
Dance, dance, dance! My boys, dance your feet into the gravel. Dance until your ankles wither. Dance until your shins unravel.
Indeed.
My boys, they dance the ritual dance. They dance for the chance. The chance to reclaim their long-lost home. They dance for water and prance for stone. Stolen away by that one with the tome. Ho ho ho! The Dark One, the Spectre and his ghastly pet, the Traitor of Midnight, Haragusket.
What's up, Rudrex? What's up, man? It's been a while now. No doubt. I know you've been really busy studying. I hope everything's going well with you, my friend. We are playing Codex Lost, a open world RPG made by a solo dev. This game has taken up most of my time lately, most of my free time. It's been fantastic, and I wanted to share it with you guys. It's been awesome, and the dev is popping in and out of chat, so it's pretty awesome. Pretty cool person.
We absconded the castle as is tradition. We made for the lake bed to rest there a while when who should approach? Who, full of cunning and guile? Well, 'twas the bird and the ghost and their army of bones. They swooped in and took 'em, our most precious stones. Stacked up and racked up, our palace, our home.
So essentially he's saying that this creature, we don't know who it is yet, Haragusket, and a specter, pretty much kicked them out of the castle that's off in the distance. That's called Castle Greylag, and you're going to learn what happened there. But we'll learn even more about the characters that are involved in taking over that place. So these guys were kicked out, so now they're just kind of dancing in hopes to come back home.
Greylag, that castle which sits twixt noon and midnight. Greylag, that towering fortress of might. Greylag, that beautiful palace which is ours by right.
Yeah, no doubt, Rudrex. I remember everybody that pops in. I appreciate you remembering me, of course. I'll definitely try it again. You should. You should definitely try it out. You'll be supporting a solo dev that put in 3 years of work into this, what I consider an absolute gem. This is an excellent game, and especially one that's very Souls-inspired at the very least, where you're playing as a magic type character called the Curator, and you use different magics. You can craft different spells. There's open world elements. There's lots of dungeon delving and diving, and it's awesome. It's a huge game as well, one that is going to certainly take up a good chunk of time to beat. It's probably a good 20-25 hours minimum. If you were going for 100%, probably 30 hours.
A knight you are not, but you'll do just the same.
I'm no knight, but I'm the Curator.
I'm glad that you came. For just look at your staff, your cloak and your beak. I'm sure of it now. Yes, you're the one that we seek.
I gotta go for now. No doubt, I know you gotta study and stuff, but take care and don't forget to check out this game, Codex Lost, okay? You'll not be sorry.
You'll turn back the tide. Those devils and bastards, no place shall they hide. Oh, no. Not a feather shall be spared when the Curator most noble steps up and declares. These boys, they danced their ritual dance all through the unending day. And now, oh, now...
The voice actor for Patrick the Persuasive is really good too.
Yes, off you go. Things must be done. No time to be slow. I will watch every move through this scope. And my boys, well, they'll dance. They'll dance and they'll hope.
Alright, sweet. So pretty much he's gonna continue. We've exhausted his dialogue, so he's watching Castle Greylock. He wants that. They want to go back home, you know. So we're gonna help them to the best of our ability. But all in due time, as I say. So here we're gonna tag this first. A memory font that'll serve as our kind of a checkpoint in the event that we die, because this area does have a handful of enemies. We got the recipe for Cinder Sword. Can grab some of these bad boys, and then this is a seal that is not yet broken. This is an example of seals that you'll be able to get through after you make certain progress. So this area here will actually lead you to the Great Reservoir Wall, which takes you to the Wastelands, which is pretty much like I'd say the area for the third grimoire. I went there way early, and I advise you don't do that because, yeah, that becomes difficult. Makes things a little harder whenever you skip. But it was fun. It was an incredible experience getting to that boss and beating him as early as I did because it was a tough one for sure. Okay, what is going to work for you guys? There you go. Line them up. And that'll do the trick. Alright. Yeah, I don't have anything that's particularly effective. They don't like dark, and not as much anyway, so I was trying to use something like that, but my bolder spell isn't the most effective either. I'm going to see if we get in close with some arcane. Yeah, arcane's pretty decent. But you got to get in close, and that's where they're pretty powerful. So here we have arcane dude. I'll take him out as well. Oh gosh. There you go. He's dead. Walter says, gotta go back to work too. I'll keep your stream going without sound so I'll miss that sweet voice of yours. No worries, man. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate that. That sweet, buttery voice of mine. You're too funny. Take care, Walter. And buy a PlayStation 5. I'm just kidding. Alright, so you don't like arcane that much, it seems. We're going to be exploring the rest of this area, just so you know, like, this is like, had we continued straight or forward on the lower area, after the plants, we would have been over here, so. Those little foxes, you can kill them for anomalies. Remember, these are crafting materials, so everything counts. There is a chest over here that's pretty easy to miss, so make sure you don't do what I did and find it much, much later. Here there's going to be an area where there's a ton of kind of workers in the field. There's going to be a chest and a reward over there. And then if you can see out from the distance where my hat is pointing, that's the bank. So that's one of the guild services that allows you to put away money. And that way if you ever need to come back and get it for a slight fee, you can actually regain your arcane. So you don't lose it, you know, but you can kind of build it up there. So I've used it before. I used it once before with a pretty significant amount that I had. Alright. So just so you know, this was the cliff that what you call, I don't know what the arcane mancers was, but whatever that mage was looking over. You can actually parry these projectiles as well, but I'm not going to let them shoot us because, yes. But yeah, there's a little encampment down here we'll be exploring, but we'll do it a little bit later because once you're down here, you kind of are committed to this particular area. So let's explore the rest of the upper level first. And we just need to be mindful of a few things. Our spell in particular, our mana in particular. But we get the acid arrow. We'll be jumping across, getting all that stuff, but not yet. Not yet. All right, so let's go through here. We're going to take out some of these guys. We're going to use as much of our primary spell as possible so we can get some mana build up. I'm trying to get a parry. There you go. There you go. That's what we like to see. We're just going to build that up. Farm parries. We're farming parries, boys. Well, you're annoying. You have too much health. And you don't have any health. Okay, so then a bottle of bone shine. So bone shine's important. It's going to be important for a particular character that is going to be needed to actually move him from one location to another. And it's going to be well worth your time. You definitely want to collect any bottle of bone shine that you collect. Bone shine is like it sounds, like moonshine for the undead, essentially. Skeletons in particular. Because skeletons can't get drunk off of like standard drinks, so they made something as hardy, super hardy, called bone shine. So it's pretty cool from a lore perspective. Also, you do want to collect as many bottles of bone shine as possible. That, of course, is the bank right in here. You don't have to deposit any money unless you absolutely want to, but it is an option. And not a bad one, especially if you have tons that you just don't want to lose. You're going into an area that might be difficult and you don't have enough at the time to spend. You can deposit it over time and you can accumulate a bunch, just like in real life. Alright, so we've got some of these little bastards over here. These guys are terrible. This is the other side of the bank. And here there's a rat, usually. And you can also find bait here sometimes, but if not, you just find other things. Mushrooms or bait. This depends on what randomly showed up there. Okay, so if you go this way, this is where we start approaching the actual village itself. And there's going to be 2 werewolves in here, so we got to be careful. They are pretty tough if you're not ready for them. Alright. We're going to parry this projectile too from close range like a boss and then come in for the kill. He was like, what? You saw his hand movement? He was as shocked as I was. He was as shocked as I was for pulling off that parry. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we can grab this item over here. That's werewolf number 2, actually. The first werewolf's actually a little closer up. So we're going to approach from this angle because I don't want to have both attacking at the same time. That'll be a bit too much to handle, especially at this low level. So here's what we'll do. We'll get him out of the way. And he's mad, but he's thinking about it. I don't know why I just used a heal. That's cool. What the ass? Hold on. There you go. There you go. These guys have crazy combos, by the way. But so do I. Matthias says, I gotta charge my phone, so I'll be heading out unfortunately early, but good luck with the game. Very awesome game. Indeed, have a great day, everyone. And if I don't see you before Thursday, happy Thanksgiving. No doubt. Same to you, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here on this side, we have a chest. We got a holy crystal and shining orb. We are getting really close to collecting all the holy crystals we need so we can make mage light, because mage light's gonna be pretty important to see. It's very tough to see in many of the dungeons, on purpose of course, so you definitely want to make sure you have a quality of life spell like that so you can see what the hell's going on. Very nice. Okay, that wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. That could have been really bad. But this here is going to take you to the Great Gazing Cave. This area has one of the most fun puzzles in this game and also one of the most rewarding stats that you're going to find. So, really, really cool. Here's another little rat bastard in here. We'll take him out. But we're going to clear out the whole area. I want to show you guys where everything's at. We're going to clear it out, obtain some things along the way, and you can get bait back here sometimes. Yeah, there you go. But anyways, up here there's going to be 2 of those kind of crow-looking enemies. We were running low on mana, so I'm probably going to go ahead and pop a bookcase fragment. We'll be purchasing many, many more here shortly, so it's okay to use them for now so that we can live to cast another day. Any water mushrooms actually help as well, and then you see those blue orbs off in the distance. You can actually interact with them from our compass from a really great distance and typically replenish your magic. So now the mana is even more full. So you got some incredible range on that, just so you know. If you ever need it, you're in a pinch, just like now, this is the time to use those abilities. So we're going to be circling around this way, taking out some of these guys. We're going to use the, you know, cost-effective spells right here. There you go. Waiting for the parry opportunity. You got to be careful not to get too close, because even though they're on the other side, they can hit you too. So, but this is one of the safer methods to do it, is to be safe. They do overwhelm you pretty easily if you're not paying attention, of course. Alright, so we have more bros over here, and we've got another scythe-wielding guy. There you go, they're dead, and then we've got these 2 little bastards. And once these are down, we'll circle back around and we'll take on the crow enemies. Alright. Take him out real quick. He's not paying attention. Perfect. So there's this item over here, but if you go around the Drithen this way, it's kind of a tight fit, but you can go in here and grab this. This is the arcane mirror. This is one of the consumables you can use that produce an arcane beam. But yeah, that's about it for this particular area. It kind of just circles around. That would be right over the area where I just got the bait, and I defeated the 2 werewolves. So we're just overlooking the entrance to the Great Gazing Caverns. On this side, there's going to be a lot of Venomancers we're going to face off with. And then if you go this way, it's more of an open field again, and then it's going to be the access to the other areas that we've skipped so far. So this guy we might be able to take out right now. They don't typically like boulders. But yeah, we're pretty weak right now. Let's see how much... He's not going to care anything about lightning, yeah. Nothing. Let me try it again, though, because it looks like... Yeah, even sometimes if they have resistance, you can still do a decent amount of damage, but not in this case. So let's try fire. Yeah, fire is working pretty good. If you think about it, you know, he is a ship, right? So we burn the ship. That works for me. And you don't typically get much for beating this guy other than like bragging rights, because honestly they have decent drops, but sometimes it's not quite what you expected. Alright, we're gonna just kind of come around a bit. There you go. There you go, he's dead. We need to strafe just to avoid that volley of his. But you get tense metal, and whew, that was tense indeed. So if you go around this way, you're going to circle around and take out some Venomancers, and then you come back behind this particular character. Again, this is now the cliff overlooking the banks right over there, and this is overlooking the little encampment for the goblins. We can safely come back this way, and if we go back to the left, we can actually sneak up behind the Venomancers. Walter says, oh yeah, your northern border friends in Canada have already had ours, so happy American Thanksgiving. I didn't even see that, Walter. That's hilarious. Our brothers from the north. Remember, these guys are actually weak to the geomancies, so we can just do work on them like that. I am going to go ahead and kill this guy just using the arcane primary spell. Can grab more materials here, and then we can stock up on some health. We have 3 heals. We're actually doing really good managing our health. So we're going to be going back this way once we complete the this little circuit right here. We're going to go ahead and defeat the Venomancers clear out this area because they are guarding something, if I'm not mistaken. One of those orbs that you can break for tons of arcana. Ow. Oh my gosh, stay away. You can get burnt then, sir. Alright, we're going to use our last bookcase fragment. And don't worry, those are actually items that you can purchase, so they don't just completely run out. They can be purchased. Alright, we're going to go in close to take him out because he's kind of being a nuisance. Okay, this guy's insane. He's insane at the game, this guy. We're going to use 2 fire spells this time. Get the burn on him. There you go, much better. Much better. Oh, he's good. They move so quickly. They're pretty tough to track down, but if you can trap them in a corner, you've got a much better chance of defeating them. Alright, so there's that. That was just the other side of this area. We wanted to do that just to make sure that we clear out everything. I want to show you guys anyways. Also, there's this item from up here. I do believe you have to drop down to get that. Drop down from above. There's like another entrance I don't recall off the top of my head. But we're going to be circling back around this way now. This is where we just defeated that ship creature, that boat thing, whatever it was. We're going to use our melee to take this guy out. We need to build up some mana anyway, so we are back to being broke in Arcana. Alright. Green mushroom there. You can actually drop down here, but we're going to go around the intended pathway because that's going to lead us to the goblin encampment. Hello. Stunned him before he could even do anything. That's great. And then, yeah, this is actually going to be a problem. I don't know if I can... Okay, you already saw me. You already saw me. Not cool. We'll take her out in due time. We got a few more of these. And let me see, we got a few bugs too coming up. But I want to make sure I don't get both the bugs and the crossbow guys on me. Alright, let's take out the bugs first. Then we'll take out the crossbow undead. Alright, might as well heal. We got this little field of crystals. So far, these little arrangements, I haven't been able to do anything with them. There's just been items or enemies around them. But nothing crazy so far. There's going to be more undead over there. And then we have these undead over here. We'll take these guys out. See if we can get this parry. Oh my goodness. Nailed it. Alright, so we're good. Let's take this guy out next. Bone Shard and Bone Splinter. Or Blood Splinter, sorry. We'll be coming down here in just a moment. But I do want to show you guys that this pathway over here is the Temple District. This pathway up here is the Valley of Blades. And this pathway here is just random dudes that want to kill you. But we don't let that happen. We don't like that. You can get a demon eyeball from him if I'm not mistaken. Come here, buddy. You want to stay away from these guys. They can deal tons of damage and inflict every single status on you simultaneously. So, but I'm probably going to get hit with it because it is what it is. Somehow we didn't get hit. We got rainbow powder. That is kind of emulating what they do. They spew out a bunch of different elements at once, and you can get hit with curse, electricity, and everything else in the world, and you're just a mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually tag this memory font here. There's going to be an enemy to our left, but we're just going to ignore him for now. Tag the memory font. We'll be coming back here really shortly. But what we need to do, well, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to return to the library. We have a good 12k. We couldn't use the bank, honestly, but I'd prefer just to actually use the levels if we can. We'll use any halcyons we have available, and then we can level up. So our vitality is up to 25. We definitely want to bump up the our intelligence a bit, and then we'll continue just bumping up the vitality to stay nice and tanky. Now we can go here. Now we're golden. So we've tagged a little checkpoint that's really close by. The Valley of Blades is the next area. This will lead to a number of different locations, but most importantly, it's going to lead us to the next, I guess, hub of friendlies. So the bugs should be to our right. They usually aggro from afar, so let's just go ahead and take them out really quickly. We'll use our primary skill to take them out. Really? Alright, very good. So now we can come back down and around. These things are pretty annoying. They don't like dark, and they definitely don't like ice. But let me see, do I have any ice, anything? I do have ice, but the trajectory of that usually goes a little bit down. So let's see, this should be perfect. If you scoot up. If you scoot up, it'll be perfect. Okay, if not, I just use Boulder typically. It's not working very good on him either. Arcane it is, then. On my other file, I use a Geomancy that causes something to just come from the ground and just kind of envelop them in rock, and it's really nice. I think it's called Fissure. It's an excellent spell. Does tons of damage. Even if they have high resistance to Geomancies or whatever, they're still going to typically take some nice beefy damage. And if not, if say they don't take tons of damage, they get staggered pretty heavily. So, all right, let's grab the items in this chest. We're getting a bunch of different crystals and other goodies along the way. This is the orb we can use to get more Arcana, and then we're gonna go this way. We're gonna circle around, and the only thing we miss is the we didn't get to drop down and get the Goblin encampment, but we'll do that here in just a moment. So, because nobody's even watching us, because we're coming from like another angle, we can go ahead and grab this pretty safely. Rack up the Arcana. Speaking of Arcana, has anybody in chat watched Arcane Season 2? I watched it and it was fantastic. I actually plan on watching it again maybe when I had time, whenever that may be, like maybe over the Christmas break. But man, that was it was excellent. It was excellent. I'm still debating which season I preferred. Ow. They were very good episodes and just well done. Apparently it's like the most expensive show ever. The most expensive animated show anyways. B says, my guess needed drops for spells you can farm from specific enemies. Absolutely. You can farm, a lot of enemies drop lots of different materials and ingredients for spell crafting. Bosses drop very specific items that you can only get usually one of, so you gotta be careful. You gotta pick wisely. You know, which one do I want to use here? I forgot about these little landmines. They're everywhere on your way to this. Remember, as soon as the item starts shaking, then you're good. I think there's one more. Yep, okay. We're good now. Halcyon 3, so that's just another consumable Arcana item that we can use to beef up our health. But yeah, Legends, a League of Legends Arcane was fantastic. Damn, it was good. It was so good. We'll use fire. There's a bigger version of him just on the other side. He's guarding the meteor head. Get your ass. Thank you. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, good. I thought I would have nailed that parry, but I missed. I miscalculated. Alright, so now we go here. We can grab this item. And we get the Rotwood Branch. There's a series of different staves, I guess is the proper term, you can get. And this one in particular focuses on poison and whatever else. But there's one that, and even another one that has even a more focused poison type build. But this is a little bit of a, it has some variety. Poison will obviously be the biggest modifier as you level it up, though. So pretty interesting there. We're going to be changing out our staff before long. On my other file, I actually favored the Curator staff. It's so well balanced. Every point that you level it up in, you get 10 points across the board. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this stream, the Curator's mantle, the Curator's staff, all of the Curator's standard gear is incredibly well balanced. And if you're using like a jack of all trades type build, it works out really nicely. I only really focus on maybe 2 or 3 magics at a time, but even so, if you're getting a modifier of plus 80 or plus 90 because you have a plus 9 or a 7 or 7, 8 or 9 staff, like that, you're dealing some major damage. So it's pretty solid. Now there are staffs, of course, that focus and are going to give you a much higher modifier that exceeds 100, of course. But that's if you're maybe working on a build that's very specific, or you're facing off with a boss that you might want to spec out, certain spells for in particular. But yeah, aside from that, you're going to be good. Like, you don't even need to mess with all that. Let's see. Do I really want to kill this guy again? Kind of can't. Kinda can't. Because I had tagged the other memory font. I just want to go to the goblin encampment. Guess we're going to have to take out these guys because they're going to shoot me. I'm going to use my arcane. Ow, what? Okay, he's dead. It's going to block because I have no clue how quickly he's going to fire that projectile. Alright. Grab some health, and we got to circle around, unfortunately, the long way because I did tag the other font. I did it on purpose, though. There's a reason. That way we can just teleport back, but I'm going to run past these guys. I don't think I have enough mana for these guys. Okay. Typically, running past enemies is a terrible idea because they don't leash. They'll chase you forever and ever and ever. And we're probably going to find that now. So let's see. I don't want to aggro everybody either, but golly, I'm running on the worst path possible right now. I'm juking them. Yeah, they don't leash. And then if they do, it's an incredibly long distance away from what you would anticipate. Very nice. And then we'll finish them off with some arcane. Just making sure. The flying enemies will chase you to the... It doesn't matter where you're at. They will chase you, and you will die. Eventually. Okay, he fell down there. That's probably the worst possible thing that could have happened. And I say that because there's a bunch of enemies down there, and fighting him, plus goblins and projectile using enemies, not really the situation I want to be in. Oh, that's right. He's dead. Never mind. I was thinking he was situated over to the right. Or to the left a little bit, but he's not. I thought he was right over here. Myth, what's going on? Hortigan the Crow, I should say. Oh my goodness. We just beat you earlier, Crevlon. Oh, Crevlon, man. What a cool character. Very misguided, but very cool. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing great. I didn't even see your chat. Free Menace says, hey, Mithu. Okay, you're dead. I thought we had dropped a little earlier. Okay, I'm glad we didn't. Okay, perfect. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I'm an idiot. I overdid it. Note to self, don't overcorrect. Alright. Very nice. So, I always thought there was an item over here, but there's not, unfortunately. I'm always tempted to jump off cliffs. Gravity is one of my worst enemies. In any game, actually. I think I die more to gravity than anything else. There is an item over there. That's probably the item from that sorcerer, though. That's interesting. Interesting. We can grab these items. We got the driven one. And then this would just circle back around to where we drop down for the bugs. And we got the staff. So that hopefully ties it all together for you guys. That's where we got blown up a million times by landmines. All the good things. All the things. And what we'll do is we're actually going to take that path. We're going to go back and we're going to go and enter the Valley of Blades. And through the Valley of Blades, there actually is a full valley, and it actually has blades in it. But the valley has a number of different openings and connecting points to different areas in the game. We're going to be going towards the a place in particular called St. Hedgemont, and that is where the NPCs are, like a nice little NPC hub, and also a shop where we can purchase some of these bookcase fragments that we've been spending like crazy. This is the pathway to the Temple District, which we'll be doing in shortly. Maybe not today, but we have a few other things I have kind of planned for us. So let's go here first. Let's hope that we don't get killed by this little wisp. These wisps over here actually are pretty weak to geomancy, so feel free to use them and spam them. Gotta thank Free Mana for the solid writing for the characters. Yeah, the lore is incredible in these. Like and it makes sense, you know. It's not very forced. It makes perfect sense. See, the spell that I have for these guys is, I think, Fisher, and it's a little bit, I'd say, infinitely better tracking because it just appears instantly. Let's see. You're being a jerk, aren't you? You little bastard. Of course. Come here. I don't have enough stamina. Why can't I hit anything? Okay, that's fine. We'll just ignore you. Well, if we pretend he's not there. B says, you do realize the drop you miss is the rarest drop from that enemy? Which one? From the, you're talking about the arcane dude? The arcane sorcerer guy? I don't know what you would call them. All the other Mancers I know, but not that one. Free Mana says, if it is, then it's an arcane cube. And in which case, yeah, mega rare. Well, that sucks. I'm not going to go down for that, though. I don't want to fall off the map for that item. Not necessarily. Okay, that was fun. We took tons of damage. Now, what I did is I actually went here, and then I'd go across different ways. So we're just going to go to this lower area first. Make our way to this, which is St. Hedgemont right up here. But we have to go through the tunnels first. The goblin guy on the tower. The goblin guy on the tower. The goblin. Oh, yeah, yeah. No worries. How does B... how do you know that, B? You've been playing this game or what? I don't know. I mean, I know some of their drops, but I don't know all that. But yeah, it's fine. Oh, the glide I mistimed. Yeah, no worries. I just overcorrected, man. I overcorrected. It happens. But the good thing about drops is you can always get more. Like, that you can farm them. So it's not quite the end of the world. But yeah, it does suck. So then from here, you can go up all the way around this pathway. There's a different path you need to take, though, of course, to do that. And you go up this way. We'll be doing a few different things, though, because we need to actually just go down first. There's an easier way to get to the St. Hedgemont, or the Guild Hall in particular that I'm trying to get to. So we're going to kind of just run past all this right here. You can drop down. But yeah, B, how'd you know that? That's good. That's like great knowledge. Dropping knowledge. The Arcane Cube. Alright, so we have like 0 mana, which is unfortunate, but we'll just be doing mostly melee, or, you know, as I call it. It's not truly melee, but we'll be using our pulse, or our primary spell, as we navigate this area. There's a bunch of different pathways in the tunnels, but we just really care about one for now. We'll come back. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. B says, I haven't played it. It's just the Sud's Law, or Murphy's Law if you prefer. Yeah, no worries. Good thing though, like I said, it don't matter because the reason why it doesn't matter is because you can get those drops again. And you'll find that after killing multiple enemies, like I don't craft immediately just because I have certain materials, but I will do it for Mage Light. But after you go through multiple areas, you're going to find that you have plenty of materials, and then you're like, oh, I can craft a bunch of different spells at once. So, good jump, sir. Okay, I would like to parry you, but there you go. How's that? How are we doing? Okay. Oh, that's fine. If I die, it's fine. He caught me. He like stun locked me. He caught me in a pattern. And I think the size of the cube also determines the rarity. So, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with. Wait, do I not have what I need? Oh, I have ignite. Oh, you got to be joshing me. Excuse my French. Okay, let's see. Spellbook. We're gonna go with ignite, cause, and you know what else we're gonna do? Don't we have a staff that has some fire modifier on it? As long as it has fire and earth, it does. Okay, we'll be leveling this up as well. Fire, earth, and lightning. Let me just double check that one more time. Fire. Okay, lovely. So now we want our spells to kind of coincide. Sexy. Okay, I love it. The only thing is I think ice isn't the best. I use ice mostly for the golems or the titans. Ice is impacted negatively just a bit. So we have this. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, now what we're going to do really quickly is we're going to go to the Church Undercroft. There's a handful of areas you can go and find anvils, and this is where you can just quickly level up. We're going to use a different staff pretty much for a good chunk of time. We got plenty of Drithen. As you can see, we had like 27, and then we can level it again. And we could technically level it up again, but I'm going to save it at just 2 for now because I think one of the staffs that I'm going to go for is going to need a level 3 upgrade immediately. So we can go to the library now, tag this memory font, and then we're going to return to the Valley of Blades. And then we're going to kick this guy's ass. You know what I wanted to do? I forgot to change out my spell or learn a new one. Okay, that works. It's not the most effective, but it's going to work. I usually always try and make this jump, and yeah, we'll probably die at least once, but it's fine. High risk, high reward, baby. That's how we play. And there is a way to just jump off, just so you know, on the left where that wisp was, but that's too easy. That's too easy. Much too easy. Alright, so we're going to go through the tunnels again. I really like this area. I went through the tunnels I don't know how many times just trying to find all the secrets. But there's essentially like 3 pathways you can take. These guys usually drop tons of items as well, so you can kind of, for all intents and purposes, farm them. I farmed them unintentionally because I died a million times in here. Get wrecked, and then we can fight his ass. I want my revenge. You come here. Spewing your poison and such. Get wrecked, like, completely, sir. Alright, here we go. So, one thing you want to do is kind of a trick of the light, is you want to make sure that you go far enough to see, are there any pathways? So, this actually is a pathway, goes left and right. If you go down here, you'll arrive at, like, the other side of, I believe, a temple district type entrance. But we don't want to go there yet. We're trying to find the way up and out. And that's going to be to the guild hall. What is this? Oh, my little rat friend. Can you sell stuff you don't want? No, you can't. But there's really not too many things that you would want to sell anyways. You can have a surplus of the crafting materials, and I don't think it hurt. Actually, can you sell some? No, I don't think you can. I was thinking for 2 seconds. Not to my knowledge. If you do have a surplus of items, it's crafting materials, but I don't... You can change them out, I guess, is the better way to say it. So, like, say, for example, I have a bunch of fire crystals, and I'm like, oh, man, I really want to, craft a few more lightning spells. You can exchange them. So I guess technically you can sell crystals. But your other items, you definitely want to keep for the most part. The rest are consumables and things like that. It's nice to have Ignite back. This way is kind of the, I would, deem it like more clear. Like this is the way to like the first midnight brazier that you can light, 1 of 10. We're going to be exploring this here later, but we're going to get out of here first. I don't have a light anymore, so I'm blind. We got some ointment. That's good for burns. Actually, no. Ointment is good for... What is ointment good for? It is good for burns. See? Oh gosh. Let me see what Myth's saying. Myth says, I just completed this area today. Finally accessing that tower in the Temple District. Oh yeah. The Temple District is a lot of fun. You'll be going back there, actually, several times if you complete everything. Because it'll be sent back there on some quests. Lots of fun. Spamming away here. Spell spam. We got the Viridian dye. This is a new dye, so we can change out the color of our garb. And this here should be the path that I was looking for. This should lead us to the guild, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. It's happened once. It was a Tuesday. Greylag Tunnels, lovely. That's not where we want to go yet. So Greylag Tunnels is a fantastic area. So Greylag Tunnels is good. We need to go back the other way then. Sen's Fortress, the sequel. Yeah, the tower is a mess at first. Like I got used to it, but in the beginning I was like, "What the heck, man?" Is the Mage Light like a passive spell, or is it an equipped spell using a spell slot? It does require a spell slot. And that's why I always have 6. That way I can have, 4 offensive spells, maybe like 1 passive spell, and then 1 for something like exploration like we just did. So we don't need to fight all these enemies. So that's the Greylag Tunnels. That's going to be very important for later. But you can get to and through the Greylag Tunnels in a number of different ways. So that is going to help lead us to some of the end game areas before long. Greylag Tunnels in and of themselves isn't that bad. It's a pretty fun dungeon. But it's more so where it leads you that is much, much more important. Let's see. I could go down there. I really don't want to do that yet, though. I can't see. I'm just going to cast repeatedly so I can see what's happening. Okay. Can't go. Whoa, oh my gosh. I heard you. Get wrecked, you bastard. Okay. Can't see ass right now. The surprise at the top of the tower. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was awesome, by the way. Can't see balls right now. Okay. Oh my gosh. I didn't even see that. And it was a rat. That's lovely. There's the big rat. Okay, we're getting closer. 2 of the areas look identical, but you have to look at beyond, like... Wait, what? You have to look beyond the, like the zone, so you say, okay, I know where it's leading. Ugh, there's another rat. Something evil up ahead. Gross. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're good now. It's behind me, but I'm just gonna check what's over here real quick. I think this is a drop down point. Get wrecked, man. Okay. Loot. Wait. It's here then. Then what's over? Let me just double check what's over here. This should be the path we dropped down. Let me just double check. Let's see. Okay, this is the drop down point. So like if you look to the bottom left, you'll see the Midnight Brazier again. So there it is. So we'll drop down there later. I just want to make sure we get to the guild hall first. Wait, what the balls? No, I got mixed up again. Damn it. Oh no, I didn't. Haha, we're geniuses. Alright, this is the guild hall, the place I've been trying to reach the whole frackin' time. This is not necessarily the best way to get there, but it is a way. And I like going this way because you don't have to go around the entire Valley of Blades. So you can just go here, and now if you look, try and translocate, you're going to see that we have the guild hall. The guild hall is an awesome area, like I said, because you have a bunch of NPCs that give you all kinds of opportunities to purchase really good items. So we're going to go and grab these items first. There's a chest right here that I missed like 30 times. I walked past it I don't know how many freaking times. And then there's really only these two NPCs here. This one sells you all kinds of great things. This one talks to you, Fenton Hargreaves. And then this is the blacksmith. But before you talk to the blacksmith, you can get this chest and get some drithen. That's to upgrade your staff. Now you can upgrade your staff beyond +3. So anything beyond +3 he can handle for you. So if you look, for example, you can see the different mats. So here you have, as long as you have +5, you have enough to upgrade to the next level. So here we'd be able to upgrade to 2 and then 3. But we're going to try and change it up a bit because this is a playthrough that I'm just trying to showcase some things for you guys. So we're using this staff instead. Let's go talk to Fenton Hargreaves first. They're all very long-winded, but I like what they're saying. I enjoy all the dialogue, to be honest.
Welcome, Curator.
Old man Fenton.
At the heart of the last bastion of mankind's light. Though shrouded in darkness.
B says naturalists ransack the place. Yeah, I mean, if you have items laying about, as they say, that's totally like dibs. You know, like whoever calls dibs on them, done.
Our numbers dwindle. The folk of this place are sad and divided. Criminals and drunks.
Interesting thing about the guild hall and getting here from this area, we'll now be able to access St. Hedgemont, and we can then reach the upper level and open up a shortcut. So this is a good path in my opinion. If you can survive the tunnels, which is not that bad, you'll be in great shape. Otherwise, you have to go through the whole Valley of Blades, and there's a kind of a way around to open up the upper level, or reach the upper level to get to St. Hedgemont.
The spectre, the red phantom, the blood-soaked tyrant of midnight. More than ever, we need your hand.
So he's talking about the blood-soaked tyrant of midnight, and that is going to be who we're going to be targeting next. That'll be the next grimoire we're targeting. But there's several bosses that we need to defeat first to get to him.
Our distaste for midnight, but in our hunger for the return of the natural cycle, I do believe we are aligned. I am certain they could help us to achieve, if not a common good, then perhaps an uncommon one.
So Fenton just mentioned that he said we should seek out the owls. There is a group of owls that we can actually interact with, and their interests are actually aligned with ours because there's a particular character that we're going to be facing off with, hopefully by this stream, depending on how much progress we make. So
perhaps you might seek out the owls. They do not share.
Alright, so we've exhausted his dialogue. We're good to go, and then we can go down here. It's a piece of candy situation.
Ah, yes, the guildmaster told me of your coming. I have prepared a selection of items for your perusal.
So the guildmaster obviously is Fenton Hargreaves, and he's tasked the librarian to help give us different items. So they're going to be giving us the Lost Tome pages, which are the Homeward Bones, the Pencils of Fate, Pencils of Time, and also the most important, Bookcase Fragments. So we'll be able to get infinite amounts of those.
Are those cursed with undeath by Crevlon.
And this particular librarian was cursed by undeath, with undeath by Crevlon,
However,
which is funny.
Unlike those numerous many, I am not haunted by this fate, nor do I haunt. For the ponderance of multiple lifetimes has allowed me this. A master of the written word have I become. In the past, working with your kind has afforded me many opportunities to scrutinize the grimoires. Consequently, there are none younger than I who better understands the language of creation. Though even my grasp upon it remains, sadly, incomplete. Still, I have come to comprehend some of the ways of the ancients' magics. Such magics that touch the Midlight realm. I alone know how to wield these magics to craft the ancient tools of the library. And of course, it is my pleasure to serve once again. Perhaps you'd care to browse what I have on offer?
Yep, and we're going to buy a bunch of bookcase fragments. We'll be needing a bunch of those, so I usually go crazy with it. The tomes are going to be important as well. I should have saved some for that, but we're good. Halcyon wise, we're going to use all these for just consumables to go around. So we're going to use everything we have to purchase these items because they're just going to be that important for us whenever we're in a pickle. So the tomes and of course the bookcase fragments are key. So now that we've entered the guild hall, that's the extent of the guild hall. I'm curious though. This is barred off. It's red. Typically, you see these same lights if there are pathways that you can interact with. I don't know if this is somehow unlocked at a later time, or if maybe you complete all the hunts and then you come up here and get the last chest and you get like a gem or something. I don't know, but it's red, and I've not seen one that's red unless it's like says locked. So I'm interested to know, can we get up there? I believe we can. So we're going to exit out the front door. This is going to be, I'm going to show you guys kind of where we end up. We're at now St. Hedgemont. This is a pathway towards the dock side, which we will, not the dark side, but the dock side. Docks, as in like fishing stuff. So we'll be going down here first. I don't want to go into any new areas without showing you this one. So here we have another NPC. This NPC sells tons of different items. It's Croc.
That's a very nice robe you've got on today, Curator. It would look even
Again,
more
excellent voice acting. Even the Curse Librarian, the Croc Merchant, all excellent voice acting. So here you have a bunch of different things you can purchase. The Pot of Rot, again, is that, the throwable for Venomancy. This gives you some health. This gives you haste. This makes you invisible, and this is something we'll be using much, much later on. And then this just gives you light. So if you pop one of these, you can have light. So B, just to answer your question, you can use a consumable, which is the Bot of Light. You can use the little temporary buff that you get inside some of the darkest dungeons, or you can use Mage Light. And honestly, it just depends on your preference. So however you want to play it. This game has so many different options for you. Now this merchant's incredibly important because he's going to have all the healing things. Holy Water and Panacea are going to be the most important because these heal all ailments and these heal curse. The rest, you can actually have rings that make you immune to poison, burn, shock, and frost at later points in the game. So it's depending on how you play. So I'm going to show you guys some funny stuff in this area. But anyways, this lady, just, I don't know why, she's just sad or whatever. I have no clue what's going on with her. I've tried interacting with her and nothing, right? So I don't know. Tried interacting with her. There's nothing really down here. You just die if you go down there. But this guard's just guarding stuff. You can get another Halcyon over here. And as we continue along the way, I'll just continue pointing out a few points of interest. So nothing here. I'm always looking around these because I am actually on the search for this thing called a golden goose because I have a special hunt. I haven't been able to figure that out yet, but there are geese, but they're not golden. Those are just black or regular geese. So here we can grab this Vector Paradigm and the Halcyon 5. I always kill them just in case it's like a situation with the Dark Souls 2 pigs. Like, you kill them enough times, they come back and they're all fancy and golden. I don't know. We got some Drithen there, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this area. And I know you don't have to do it like in this order, but the reason why I do it. Wait, you voiced this dude too? You voiced Croc? Myth, that's crazy. Yeah, Croc has such a great voice. So we're gonna go here so we can activate this shortcut. And that will allow that sword to extend. And now we can always come right back where we started. So, again, nice little trick. That's crazy, Myth. I didn't even see that. That is so cool. His voice is good. I always was like, man, that's a good voice. So the first time I heard it, you never know. So you have multiple characters. You have Crevlon. You have Croc. You also have Hortigan, which I love Hortigan. Hortigan's a bastard. I mean, his character's so annoying. He's so mean. But you gotta have that mean, like, kind of comic relief kind of character. Croc the Goblin Merchant, man, that's awesome. So we're just grabbing what's easy on this side. We're not gonna go crazy with the exploration in the Valley of Blades. We are gonna actually turn back into St. Hedgemont and finish our exploration there. But we got a few things we can do first. Are you serious? Ugh. Get the... No, you gotta be kidding me. There it is. Nope, that's not it. There it is. That's the stuff. B says, might be a case like with shiny Pokemon, Golden Goose can spawn at whatever percentage. I also thought about that too. Let me take a note real quick of the Midnight Oil. It's important because I have been documenting all the locations where you can get these things. So you can get one at Valley of Blades near Wisps. I'm coming up with some guides for you guys, but yeah, that's gotta document some of this stuff because I already unlocked all the braziers or lit all the braziers, but I didn't remember all the oil locations. I certainly remembered all the locations for the the braziers though, but not the oils. You can't light braziers without midnight oil though. So these guys are very weak to dark, but they also don't like lightning that much if I'm not mistaken. No, they don't care about lightning at all. They're holy, so you want to do everything that you can to beat their butts. Lovely. Might die here. Alright, so whoa, bro, hold on. Okay. These little homing orbs or whatever, they can track you like crazy and they take a while to disappear. So even if the enemy's dead, they can still tag you a few times. Anyways, that was unfortunate and sloppy, but they're very weak to dark. So here we have the Holy Crystal, which I needed. Holy Crystal. And Eternal Core. This is fantastic. So essentially now, there's no excuse for me not to have sufficient ingredients to craft the Mage Light spell. So we'll be doing that, and there's also another spell I'd like to craft here shortly. Okay. Making sure there was an item. Actually, I'll have to do this. Let's just go back up and around instead, so I can just take the shortcut back to St. Hedgemont. And in St. Hedgemont, we'll go ahead and craft a few things, do some things. So now we have the shortcut, straight shot. And that's why I like to go down in that tunnel area. The other way I did it in my playthrough was not really... it's ill-advised to do it that way because you have to go through the whole Valley of Blades. And it's a tough area. Lots of enemies, lots of platforming to do. And so... But look, I'm always looking for the geese. And they're just regular right now, so... I always go out and kill them if I can. They run away, but if I can kill them, I do. Whatever. Just so that hopefully I can spawn a golden one or something. But there's always two geese. I have no clue what to do with that yet. B says, is the loot in the chest set or does it have a pool of items you can get? All loot is fixed except the shadow. Oh, I'm sorry, except the bait, which is going to be placed in random areas. There's like, let's say 2 or 3 random areas that in any area bait can spawn. It'll randomly appear in one of those areas, so that's bait. And then also like there's enemy drops, but the loot drops that you get, I'm sorry, the loot you get from chests or the shinies are always fixed. So here we have another area. This is going to take us to I want to say I will go back to that in a little bit. But we can go ahead and just rest and recover. So here we have St. Hedgemont. I have a feeling this is Temple District. If not, this is Castle Environs. Let me see here. I get a little mixed up. This is Temple District. Okay. So in Temple District, you have another means to speak with Hortigan the Crow. This is the second location you can speak with them in. And I do advise that you do it now. This is one way to get to a part of the Temple District. So you can speak with Hortigan. Hortigan is actually in the chat right now. Love his voice.
I suppose you think you're on the road to righting everything, do you? That now you're here, it's all just a matter of plodding about from spot to spot, correcting all the mistakes that have seeped into the world, do you? It's more than any one curator can bear. Maybe once in the past we were dealing with a manageable situation. But you know what it's become, don't you? Unmanageable, that's what... Then again, what other hope is there? I would suppose the owls have some scheme hidden beneath their wings. Not that they'd ever tell me. What are you looking at? Still gawking? Go on, get out of here. Scram!
Nice. Very, very good, Hortigan. So here, if you can look off in the distance, you see that green cube. You can actually go there, and it's incredible. It's my favorite part in the whole game. Hortigan the Crow, this is his second location. The first location to meet him at was Penal Village. The second location is Temple District, and then we'll meet him once again a little bit later on in the game. But for now, don't worry about dropping down and doing anything fancy. If you see that pipe right there, that's actually where the drainage tunnels will lead to. So there's another way to get to this area. And there's some great items down there, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. I want to clear out the areas and do so in kind of a very effective and efficient manner. That way we're not having to go back and forth, back and forth. But any opportunity I get, I'm certainly going to show you how the world connects. That's another zone that we can get out of, and I'll show you guys kind of where that leads to as well, and then we'll circle back around. I think it's important to understand how the world connects, though, because this game's massive, and it can be very overwhelming, where you're like, holy hell, like, I don't know where to go, and you kind of get like that choice paralysis, where you're like, I don't know where to go. And it can be overwhelming for some people, but I encourage you to at least see where the areas lead, and then explore them to the best of your ability. And if you can, piece it together, you know, because in my head now I have a really good idea of how these areas connect. But even I get confused. I'm like, oh yeah, this is where I need to go to get here. So this is the castle environs. This is an area we're going to be exploring really, really soon, actually. What I did in my files, I went to the Temple District, and I think we could do that and then go to castle environs. That'll give us some additional levels along the way. But anyways, let's continue doing our little search of the area, pick up all of the shinies, and just keep an eye out for a goose or anything goose resembling, even like figuratively, like if it's not an actual goose, like what is it, you know? Radio Echopose, that's going to lead to the docks again, so we'll be going through, there's two, like I said, there's about 2 or 3 ways to get to any area in the game. That is the second way to get to the docks. I'll show you guys the standard way to get there, though. So remember, if we go up the steps, we're going to be at the guild hall entrance. And then if you go down, we're going to be back where Croc was, or Myth. So there you go. Hopefully that connects it for you guys, right? So now from here, from the guild hall, if you were to exit the guild hall, you make a right, and now you can go to the dock side. Not the dock side, but dock side. NPC's voice is very British. The British is Britishing. I like that, though. I mean, it suits this particular kind of setting, right? It's kind of like a medieval fantasy setting. Perfect. I wouldn't expect any other accent. Okay, so there's a few pathways you can take here. If you go left, you got a handful of NPCs. The first of which is this very long-winded, sad, troubled monk. You have Tim over here on the dock side, and then you have the black merchants. So we'll speak with them in this order, and then we'll move on.
How unsubtle.
I love the things he says, but man, he's just really sad.
Just look. Our hideous creation looms over all midnight. That heaving monstrosity of cold, crumbling stone, inhabited now only by cretinous phantoms and rattling bones. We call our creations architecture, castles, forts, towers aplenty. But what of the great structures the ancients left behind? We call those ruins. What fools we are.
That's interesting.
No wonder it is that the ancients called us fledgling, for that is what we are to them. Ignorant children hurrying about, pointing and shouting, "Look, my pile of stones is bigger than yours, so there." And yet one has only to look at these so-called ancient ruins to see the
Yeah, this one sounds American, and then there's a few that roll their R's, and I'm assuming, I think one of them is Patrick, and the other one, I don't remember. But yeah, that's certainly Italian. Oh, there's another person, I don't remember the accent. This one sounds pretty American to me.
Rubble of our hubris, cowering under the rearranged bricks and splinters. Oh yes, just you wait. This town may seem sturdy enough now.
So he's just really,
Time will not
he
suffer
just needs a
till
drink. But yeah.
a generation will
Quite literally, he's actually one of 3 NPCs you need to interact with to complete a very special quest line that gives you one of the best traversal abilities in the game.
Mortar will need to be recast and the roads repaved. Oh, so good for the laborers and tinkerers and carpenters. So good for them to have purpose. So good for them to labor and tinker
And carpent.
And all the while they work, the White Tower will stand above all. The library will shine as ever, even in the absconding light of a dawn that has not surfaced for a century. No wizened servant will come to polish the reliquaries, yet they will tarnish, not amount. No learned mason will arrive to upkeep the gleaming silver rooftops, yet they will not cave an inch, and so shall it remain for 1,000 years, and then another.
The ancients were just carpenting to the max. Beyond, what say, plus ultra
True
carpentry
testament to
skills.
the impossibility of our world. That such permanence could maintain itself, even in the ever-growing threat of the diffusion of the powers of the grimoires into lesser and lesser hosts, each less reasonable, more fearsome than the last. And here I stand, a lost man, hopeless, ruined. For what else could I be? Oh, how my faith has waned. With the ebb and flow of my
He's just tired of things.
and willingness to keep looking up to that fading light, to orient myself to the correct persuasion of the world. I am no saint among unwitting martyrs, Curator. There's no going back now. I have no other option left.
This lad reminds me of the crestfallen merchant who's got a purchase for booze. Penchant. That's funny. He is totally the crestfallen merchant. But there's a few people that are kind of like down and out, but they just need a good time. All they need is a stiff drink.
If only there was such a thing, such a place.
So I did mention and allude to the fact that bone shine is incredibly important.
Warm sunlight, then I shall
But
find
just because we have bone shine in our possession is not simply enough. They want it to be served in an actual like bar or tavern type area. So that's something we're gonna have to wait for and see if we can discover. Crestfallen Saladin. All right, cool. So we've closed out his dialogue as well. This guy's gonna explain to us about the Tim is gonna explain to us the fishing. But we're gonna grab the bait first. We actually learn how to fish from Tim.
Ah, I knew you would come. For it has been 100 years since the ancestor of my ancestor gave these
He's got a good voice
orders,
too.
and so have those of my line held it close until this day.
I like his beard.
Here, take it, for it is not mine but yours, and there is not a single soul alive in all the central realms that knows how to use it but you.
So we got the fishing rod essentially.
It is called a dream flow sequencer, which of course sounds like a fancy lot of nonsense to me. However, I was told by my Granny that functionally it is closest to what I might call a fishing rod.
And it is, but it's certainly a special type of fishing rod because you think like, oh, you just no, it's a magic fishing rod. So the dream flow thing does come into play.
Fishing and the unique bait required to do it.
So I'm gonna end. So pretty much he talks at length about the different types of fishing, and I'll go over it as quickly as possible. So long story short, if you fish, when you are fishing, you have different items that you can use. So let me see here. It should be the bait. Looking for bait here. So we have midnight oil, bone shine, and the fish sack. A fish sack is going to be when you capture a fish, when you participate in the fishing minigame, you're going to get one fish, and the fish you can keep. And you can do that 3 times. When you get 3 fish in your sack, you can then turn it into the chest near Tim, and you'll get your reward. So, okay, we're going to go here. It's in loot. Okay, so there's 5 types of bait: shadow, noble, crystal, radiant, and prismatic. So these are going to be important to have. We're going to want to wait until we have at least 3 or 4 prismatic because you need one of each. So you can have a series of fish appear, and when the fish appear, you can then try and capture them. So we could try it once. I am not really good at this because I usually miss at least one, but we're pretty close, so we should be fine. So anyway, so we change over to our compass, we aim, and then the fish come out. So you want to just hit them while you can. There you go. So we got a prismatic riverhawk, S-class. So now if you were to go into your fish sack, you go to your inventory, key items, and you go to your fish sack, and now we have the prismatic riverhawk. That's 1 of 3 fish. So we need to do it 2 more times, and if you have more than 3 fish, you're gonna end up replacing one. So you need to lock the fish down. So in either case, see, that's locked, that's unlocked. So in either case, once you have 3 catches, then you can take them to the fisherman, and he'll go ahead and give you rewards. So you go to this box here, and you can turn them in. Once you actually go to the box, we'll actually chat with him just a bit longer. 5 tiers of bait we just talked about. And then when he says is this, 5 tiers of your rewards. So if you get a good tier 5, you might get something really special. So tier 4 and tier 5 are obviously what you want to aim for. So kind of gives you an idea. The black merchant's going to have a bunch of good stuff. I typically buy these midlight prisms from them. They're very expensive. That they do restore all your HP and all your MP as well. So we can buy 1 for now. And all these items are, of course, they last forever and ever and ever. Like they're, you know, infinite. You can purchase them as many times as you need to. Now, one thing that I'm really confused about, and I'm going to show you guys this. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know if free mana is in here, but I have tried. I thought that this was the golden goose. But no spells can go past this barrier. Like, I'll try anything, and it will not work. I've tried anything, and nothing kills it. Like, at all. And then this lady has a pot on her head. So I was like, this must be the goose that's making people go crazy. Look at this lady. She's got an actual pot on her head. And she's like, she has a knife in her hand, and she's like totally ready to kill that goose. I have no clue if that's the golden goose that's terrorizing the people, but I honestly don't know what to do with it. I've tried so many different things. I've tried using the compass, but you can tell like the spell doesn't go beyond that area. I've tried using every spell I have, and I've not been successful. Even from like afar, you know, like. But this looks like, you know, make contact, but it's not that close. I mean, it doesn't like actually deal damage. I don't know. And its eyes are golden, so I was thinking maybe that's the. I don't know. Is that the golden goose? How do I kill it? Why does she have a pot on her head? Buttered sausage. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's an illusory wall to get to it. That's what I thought. I thought the same thing. So I then started hitting all these things. Now, I'll show you an illusory wall here shortly. But I tried to hit. Oh gosh, what did I just do? The boxes don't break. You can't go past this. Like, you know, you can kind of cheese this, but you can't go past. It's like an invisible barrier. I've tried all kinds of stuff, man. I was here for like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes trying to figure it out. Okay, so usually there's bait on this little chest over here. Lots of bait over here. Of different qualities. But yeah, I'm very curious as to how that works. But this right here is a grotto. This is really, really cool. I don't know if we've inherited it yet. I guess we have. We'll be getting a bunch of different owl males. Are you trying to get the goose? Yes, I've been trying to get that goose for, like I said, 5 minutes. I actually go, every time I go to the grotto, or every time I come to the guild hall, I go to the dockside, and I try and kill the goose with any magic I have, and it never works. Okay, we got a spell catalyzer, and this is, of course, the room where you can use your dyes. So this is really fun because, let's just say, I don't like blue, I'm allergic to it. I can now use the dye and change the color of my garb, but still maintain the same effects. We're going to go with this one, though. Look at this. Isn't that great looking? I don't usually run with these because it's just like visually like overstimulating for me, but this is really cool. It's one of the dyes. Oh gosh. Free menaces, you'll never get the goose. Lovely. I love the vote of confidence. Is that for the hunt? because the golden goose for the hunt, I have been trying to figure that one out forever. Like I'm assuming I'll find the Titan or whatever. The Titan, there's like the one more Titan that I have left, which I'll find that one. And I assume that's gem number 7 for me. I need 1 gem left, and I'm assuming that's either for the rare animal, whatever the rare animal you have to kill, or it's gonna be for the I don't know, the rare animal, or let's see, the golden goose. Yeah, I want to know about the goose too. Yeah, this bastard right here. I don't know, and there are no illusory walls here. Like there's illusory walls close, and I'll show you guys where those are. But this is what I try to do, free mana. Oh, the golden goose is different. The Hedgemont goose is just an Easter egg. Oh, but look at this. This chick has a knife. Oh, hold on. She's knifed up. She's got a pot on her head. It looks great. But anyways, I was trying everything. I was trying to do this and like break every. I tried going from the dock side as well. The golden goose is different, says free mana. The Hedgemont goose is just an Easter egg. Okay. I can't find the golden goose, and I even looked up. You know, I'm American, so I was like, "What the hell is a buttress?" You know, I looked up the castle buttresses. I was like, "What does that mean?" I'm assuming it was like castle wall. So I went around every part of Saint Hedgemont, and I'm like, that's a tough one, but I'll figure it out. But that is certainly one I was having trouble. I also tried casting from here. It was so funny because you can see it barely, just barely, right there. I tried casting and interacting with it and doing everything. I tried dropping these things on it, like seeing if that would do anything. But yeah, good stuff. Now we're gonna go back here, and I do believe there's another midnight oil that if I recall correctly. I'm trying to keep track of all the locations of the midnight oil as well. A lot of these locations and NPCs and different things I'm telling you about, you'll receive an owl mail as well. So if you ever are unsure where to go next, the owl mail, which we're gonna hopefully see at some point in the near future, will indicate where we need to go. So there's a midnight oil there. Again, none of these walls are illusory. I've hit every single one of them. But you do get midnight oil. So that's our second midnight oil, which we already know where the others were. But yeah, I'm going to rock with this particular outfit for now. You know, I do like the way it looks. But when I got one that was like, it was silver, and it reminded me of that kind of like Quicksilver kind of looking thing. I was like, ooh, I like that. So I went with that instead. But, and the red is really nice, but the red is a little too light, so it's not. It's kind of like more of like orange. I don't know. It's just not. It's not as dark of a red as I would like. So I was like, okay, the blue certainly looks good. Okay, so now we've explored pretty much everything in this area. We can explore the Valley of Blades, and then what we want to do is certainly get to the. And then I killed these geese a lot, in hopes that they would become like a golden goose if I killed them enough times. But I've killed them like 15 times, at least to my knowledge. And there's always 2, and I usually kill them both. And I was like, maybe if I kill them enough times, they'll turn into a golden goose. No such luck just yet. Alright, so this is the Valley of Blades exit. We can go here and explore the rest of that. And then we'll end up coming back through. We do need to do a few other things. Ideally, I would like to reach the Midnight Parliament. So in order to do that, we're going to do a thing. We're going to do some things. I had some other things planned, but I didn't realize it was 1:30 already, my time. So we'll be saving Valley of Blades for next time, because we're going to go to Great Gazing Cave now. And what I should do first is I need to learn Mage Light. I keep saying I'm going to learn Mage Light, and I continue to put it off. What a silly person. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the library, we're going to learn Mage Light, and then we're going to go to my favorite dungeon in the game. And we will need Mage Light in here. It's so damn dark, so it will be ideal for us to do that. So we're going to go to our Divine Magics over here. Mage Light. Oh, yes. Sweet, sweet satisfaction. And then we go to Spellbook. And we're going to change, let's see. I usually do this in slot 5, and then we can just have our backup spell there. You know, I would like to learn some dark. Let's see. We need dark, actually, for this particular area. Eldritch Bolt is going to be lovely. We only have one Eternal Core that we just got, so we're going with the Eldritch Bolt. So I'm actually going to switch that back out. So if you notice my spell book, we'll be changing this for the Bolt, and now we're in good shape. Alright, this is fantastic. I feel so happy now. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the Valley of Blades. We're going to leave and return to the Fractured Fields area. And then we're going to head to the Great Gazing Cave, which I pointed out earlier in the stream. The Goose in the City has God mode enabled. Yeah, he's pretty beast. Pretty beast mode, if I should say so myself. Alright, well, we look cool, man. I do like this. I didn't use this in my other playthrough because it's just kind of a lot for me to look at. It makes it a little distracting. Like, because I'm real big on parries and stuff, so I need to make sure I can see what the hell's attacking me. But yeah, this looks sick. Absolutely sick. Let's see if we can get a parry on this guy. Oh my gosh, we got it. And the bugs, they don't like fire much either. Depending on the type though, really. There's different types of bugs. They don't like dark, or I think is it fire. Yeah, they don't dark or fire, so that's good. We'll just go this way, damn it. I didn't use dark at all, did I? Oh my goodness. The trajectory. We'll just do that for now. It's a little easier to hit them with. Get wrecked. Oh my gosh. If you get stuck with it, you're so screwed, just so you know. You will die a terrible, painful death. I have been trapped in between his little electricity way too many times. Stop it! One more? One more. Okay, get out of here. Get out of here, kid. All I'm trying to do is get to the damn cave. Thank you. Thank you. And what we can do is, we need to equip my bookcase fragments because I am running low on mana. And we're going to need it to get through a little bit of this area. Okay, so here we're going to go this way. And we'll make our way around to the Great Gazing Cave. Again, this is my favorite dungeon in the entire game. Really, really like this area. Okay, make sure he's not an issue. Let's see. Ugh. There you go. I just used a heal for fun, for giggles. Sweet. I'm poisoned because I'm greedy and I'm probably going to get nothing from this. Rancid skin, probably. Bone shard. Okay, lovely. Damn it, I'm greedy. I always do that to myself. That's fine. This is fine. Grab the bait over here. There's always bait. This is one of the bait spawn locations. One of many. We'll get this guy over here. Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, he's dead. Oh, I didn't see you there, sir. It's hard to parry a lot of his attacks, actually, but the ones where he telegraphs, those are nice. We like those. Okay. Earth Crystal. We'll grab this bait here, and then we can move on. Okay, good gravy. Now we only have one heal, and it's not an easy area. It's fine. This is fine. You know what I want to do, actually? I'm going to do something that's going to make it easier in the event that we do die. I like to prepare, so we have a little contingency. So we're going to go tag the memory font over past Patrick. That'll be the best thing for us to do. So we gotta circle back around real quick. And each of the staves have like some pretty cool abilities. Like there's a certain spell in particular manifest magic that has unique it kind of showcases or highlights the unique property of that particular staff. So it's really cool. But I've yet to use it on all the different staves or staves. So there's Patrick just hanging out. He's still watching. You're going to be watching until next episode, I think, until we take on Castle Greylag and the second grimoire. All right, but here you go. This is what we're doing. That's all I want to do. Tag that memory font. There should be some blood mushrooms in here. Very nice. Okay. Make sure that this looks off. Okay. All right, now we can go. So if we die, we appear here, and we just have a straight shot to the Great Gazing Cave versus going back through the backside. We don't need to worry about the Valley of Blades memory font anymore because we have a actual translocation point that'll take us directly to not only the guild hall but St. Hedgemont, which is just right around the corner, so we're good. Where's the frackin'... There it is. Okay, we're gonna get accosted by the werewolf. Oh no, that's right, they're dead. We're good, we're good. Jeez Louise, man. That wasn't stressful at all. Alright, there's going to be 2 bugs and then a crystal teat guy. We'll be messing with him a little bit later. There's a really cool jump. I just want to show you guys this. This is a secret. I'm going to show you guys all what this means here before long. And yes, there is a little font that allows us to get Mage Knight for free, but it's only 1 and it doesn't last very long, so. This dude's way over here still. What should we use against him? That didn't do anything. That didn't do anything. That did something. Okay, instead... Oh, I didn't even... I parried way too late on that. That's fine. See, I'm glad we had a contingency plan. So now we're right here. Jump right in, and we'll be able to go straight to the Great Gazing Cave with little issue. The werewolves will be chasing us, but they probably won't hit us. Maybe, right? They most likely probably shouldn't hit us in theory. Hello. We'll jump in the bank real quick just to make sure there aren't any items. I don't recall there being... I think there's just 1 item you can pick up. It's probably a catalyzer. No, he's cheap. There's nothing at all. So that's the bank you can deposit your money into. We'll chat with him just because. How much you have held, how much you want to put away, and then how much it costs to take it out. So pretty cool. Alright. Now we're going to circle around this way. We're going to avoid the werewolves as best we can. There's 1 to our left and 1 directly in front of us. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're good. We're good. We have infinite sprints on anyways. Alright. We'll revisit this in due time. Perfect. All right. So yeah, we can use. I don't mind using it initially, but we're gonna need Mage Light much later. So. All right. So let's do this and this. Ow! Why are you so strong, bro? Dark magic is very powerful in general. I use it as like my primary. Magic in my other file, that and geomancies. Those are my absolute favorites. Okay, so just so you know, we did have an illusory wall. Keep note of that, or, you know, just make a mental note of that. We'll be revisiting that, but we'll save that for last, because if we don't, we'll have a very long trek ahead of us, and that's not something that we want. So anyways, there's tons of loot all around this area, so there's going to be Essentially, you can see off in the distance, 4 eyes just like this that we need to deactivate or close. And when we close those eyes, then something happens. So what we want to do is make sure we actually reach all the eyes and close them. So I haven't really devised a perfect path just yet, or an optimal path, but we're just going to kind of do it on the kind of how I would do it now, based on the time I've only completed it once before. So grab the midlight prism. Remember, the midlight prism's nice because it gives you full HP and full MP, so amazing. Alright. Okay, so we're going to drop down first. I think that would be a good idea. We'll grab this bait. It's one of the bait spawn locations. We can interact with this orb to top off our health. And we can circle around here, grab this item. And let's see if we can make this drop here. Sexy. Okay, we got it. So now, we're going to be on... Ow. Ow. We're going to be on our way to tagging one of the eyeballs. There's one above us, but we're on this kind of hidden... like cavern area that we normally would have missed. So what you do is you use your compass, you aim at the eyeball, and you interact with it. And that's going to close it. Now, if you didn't know that was the case, I'll show you kind of how you would determine that or figure it out. When I saw it, I tried attacking it, and then when I didn't, anything that I can't hurt, I try and use my compass to interact with, because the compass does have a series of jammers and other things that you can use. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to use that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we really don't have much of an option, so we're going to drop down here. There's going to be some kind of golems and other powerful enemies we're going to have to defeat, so we'll just prepare for it. But we can also get a nice little item up over here. Let's see, what are you weak to? You're just kind of a jerk. Yeah, you don't like lightning, but I also don't want to use all my mana. Lightning is incredibly costly. Alright, let's see, what can we use that's cheaper? Bolt? You're probably resistant to that, yeah. Well... that costs a lot of mana, sir. That is expensive. We've got the Vitalizing Charm, and I'll show you what that is once we defeat this clown over here. Lovely. Alright. And I could have used these, but I also was pretty close, and the blast radius is massive, so you gotta be pretty careful with that. So we got a new charm. It's called the Vitalizing Charm. This gives you plus 50% crystal heal. So whenever you're healing, once you get enough vitality, or once you pump enough points into vitality, your crystal's not going to heal you all the way. So this will give you a plus 50% increase on your heal. So pretty nice. Very nice to have, in my opinion. Okay. Just so you know, this looks like a door. Well, you're probably right. It is something of a door or gate or passageway that we will interact with much later on. Just remember this for later. It's going to be important. Alright, and let's continue on. I'm going to go ahead and use another bookcase fragment because there's going to be more of those handy guys. Not the good kind. Alright, let's see. We got these bros. And if you can see, there's a lift that's kind of cycling back up. Let's see if I can just do this from afar. There you go. That's better. That way I can, as long as I keep my distance, it's a much more effective way to kill them. And it's cheaper and everything. Alright, so we got the Amber Float Stone, some Drithen, which is our staff upgrade material. And then if you weren't, like, I dropped down from here and I was like, okay, this looks different. So just, you know, if there's anything like that, pay attention to your environment, and you'll see that you'll be able to find different things that you normally would miss. I'm going to use Mage Light a little early because I know that the area above is very, very difficult to see. So now that this lift has come back down and returned to us, we're going to go ahead and prepare. And yeah, there's going to be a few things we can drop down and get, but we'll get that in due time right over there. First, we need to take out these, our immediate threat anyways. So we've got a few undead to mess with. We got some shadow bait behind us. We got this enemy. Oh, he came down. No, he didn't. Oh, okay, lovely. Wait until you start shrinking. Okay. Let's just take this idiot out because he is bothering me. This would be another of those little pylons you can use to get the mage-like ability temporarily anyways. Alright, now we're in good shape. So there is another eyeball way over there off in the distance. That's the one at the highest level, I'd say. And then this would be an exit to a very, very important place called Fellwood Bridge. Fellwood Bridge is an important area that connects a lot of important areas and dungeons. And the most important of which is the one we're going to probably be doing at the very end of the stream. That's the whole purpose of why we're completing this particular dungeon. So here you can drop down and get the goodies. A recipe for barrier, very good. And then you can drop down. Remember, there's no fall damage unless you fall too far, where you fall or fall into a chasm or water, because Souls likes. All right, so now we're gonna go up. And I am going to equip my Eldritch Bolt because there's an enemy that we're going to be taking out here in a little bit. Should be up and to the left. So we're going to go down. I guess we can't. Yeah, that sucks. I guess we kind of have to go back down there, though. We'll do that as well, just to search for everything. But I'm going to show you a few things first. And yes, I could have just turned around and aimed at that. My bad. Okay, I get it. I get it. We're going to go here. And this is going to be another location for one of those eyes. But you need to be careful because there's typically enemies protecting it. So in this case, we're pretty safe. We just have these little bugs we can defeat pretty easily. But this may not always be the case with the subsequent eyeballs we need to interact with. So we're going to close that. That's eye number 2. Always go up. It's kind of hard to see the white shinies against some of the light and some of these crystals, so just double check. But if you see any of these kind of archways or pillars, that's going to be very indicative of an eyeball that's nearby, okay? So, and again, if you didn't know what to do with the eyes to begin with or whatever, I am going to show you. We're going to go here in just a moment. I'm leaving that there on purpose. Let's see if we can actually get a parry on this guy. No, not even close. I didn't want to risk it. There you go. See, you can parry them. Damn it. Alright, we're going to go up here. This is important. Use your dark magic for this enemy. If not, you're going to die, and it'll be sad. Because they do that, and they'll kill you like instantly. So I'm going to actually heal, because if it hits me, rapid fires me to death, we're in trouble. Trying to get a lock on this guy, but he's being a jerk. Okay. Let him fire first. Now you shoot. Huge damage. Otherwise, they're incredibly resilient. Oh my gosh. I have to shoot twice if not I'm dead. Okay, see? Told you. They're very strong. But just don't let them hit you and you're fine. So here you're like, okay, well, what was he guarding? There are no enemies just standing for decoration. And obviously this is a very misplaced wall if you think about it, right? So you use your spell to break through, and then guess what? You can now read, because we can read now. We have the crystal gazing door. Only those may pass who have to deliver with the utmost respect. Seeketh the 4 gazers and signal thy allegiance, thereby thine gaze returneth. So pretty much it says there's 4 eyeballs. Blind the 4 eyeballs, and you'll get a reward. And remember, down below there was like this little, I don't know, it's like a wall with like a little suture down the middle, or like a fissure. That means it can separate, right? It's like an actual wall that opens up. It's a passageway. So we're going to be checking that out very, very soon. But anyways, just to kind of put this map together so you guys don't get too confused, this is going to be the little area above where the Crystal Teats guy was. We dropped down and we went to the secret area. This is the kind of upper area, if you will. And there's some more bros we got to deal with. I think they don't like Boulder. Yeah, that's right. Lightning doesn't like Boulder, so think Pokemon for that. They're grounded, so they can't really be very effective. We'll use our flame for that. And remember, just check around the crystals for sure, because it's always hard to see some of the shinies. But this is usually the first one most people would get to, I'd imagine. But that's eye number 3. So now we just have one more eye to get to. We already went down there and got the other eye at that secret little drop-off. So we're actually going to go back, and we'll drop down yet again and do one more little cycle before we attempt to get the final eye, which if we miss, it's a little bit of a hike, but I did purchase some Page of the Lost Tomes to accommodate for that. Now you come here. Oh gosh, you guys are coming in hot. Uh-oh, whoa-oh, never mind. Let's just kill him. I was gonna go for a parry, but sometimes you feel like confident, you know, with the parries, but in other times, like, you know, there's two, and they're coming at me really fast. Alright, so drop down to the left first. You actually need to make 2 cycles, just so you know. It kind of is unfortunate, but I don't know of another way to do it. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Oh gosh. Telling you, Mage Light is amazing. And it doesn't cost but 4 mana, so I mean that's like nothing. In terms of mana cost, that is so cheap. Alright, so we got the big boy over there, that's fine. He's gonna be fun. Yep. You're strong against everything I'm throwing at you. Let me heal. Do this. Ow. You're too close, man. Ow, my face. Die! Okay, we're good. That was stressful. Alright, so now we're good. We can go around, and then we can drop down here. And we can grab this little orb that we saw from up above. So, I think that's the best way to probably do it. And I kind of just... I try and find ways to go through the path if I have knowledge of the area in general, but I mean it's pretty decent. That would then kind of show you, oh wow, there's a little secret platform there, and maybe encourage you to go check it out. But you know, whatever. And then now we're gonna go this way. There shouldn't be anything else, so we've grabbed and obtained all the items already. We're gonna wait for the lift to come back down. And then we have one tricky little jump to make. It's gonna be something that we'll probably make. It's just a matter of, it's really easy to accidentally backstep. So whenever you're mashing dodge, don't ever let go of the front stick, you know, your analog stick. Otherwise, you're gonna lose your forward momentum. We'll just use the free one. Why not? All right. Where are you? So now we have the spell activated. What we want to do is head back. So we're just going to go down this pathway and make a left. Remember the first illusory wall that I pointed out? Well, that was important for a reason. I scoured this cave for a period of time before I was like, hold on, let me go back from the beginning and start fresh. And that's precisely what I need to do to be able to find this very obvious wall in retrospect. So first things first, you want to drop down, but before you do anything, you want to grab this. You get the amber cloak and hat. So this is a new mantle. This increases your poise more than anything, actually. So it's going to give you a lot of stagger resistance. So it's not bad, not a bad one to have, but you don't get a bunch of physical resistance, you know, so it's kind of a trade-off there. Anyways, this is the tricky jump that you want to make. Don't worry about that item. It actually doesn't matter at all at this point because of what we're trying to do here. So you want to dash off, and then once you're in air, you want to dash again. So just mash dash twice, and you can get it pretty much every time. Go ahead and tag the memory font, because if you die, you're going to be really pissed at yourself. But if you couldn't do that, then you would have to wait until kind of mid-game before you can even access this. But I don't like to wait. So you can double dash in very specific circumstances if you are falling off of a certain platform. This is where we defeated them earlier, just so you know. And here's what we're going to do. Alright. Trying to get the attention of the bugs, but instead, we're getting the ire of the eyeballs. That is not what we want. I need the bugs to aggro. There you go. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have no more health. No more health. Such a sneaky dash skip. I know, right? Did you put that in there? Is that like intended, or is that me just kind of finding a way to break it? Because it feels like you can double dash in very specific circumstances, but I was going to share that, but I'm like, I don't know if that's something that you want people to know about. Wait, do this, do the thing. That's fine. Now I'm panicking. It's okay if we die though, because we literally just have a checkpoint. Yeah, there you go. He shot me through. Such a sneaky dash skip. Yeah, that was an excellent one. When I did that first try on my first fight, and I was like, I think I can make this, and it was awesome. It felt really good too. Free Mana says, yeah, it's intended. You can also single dash it using the Raven Wing Talisman. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I did a double there, because like if you're falling off a platform, I can't show you. Let me see. Is this a platform? That's not a platform. You can dash off of a platform, and then when you're midair, you can dash a second time. So Free Mana built that in, and that's actually really useful for getting to places that are difficult to reach or otherwise inaccessible. Otherwise, you do have to wait for the traversal ability, which you may or may not get until much later on, because it requires a lengthy side quest that you have to complete. So, all right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna kind of press these guys a little more aggressively this time. This is for the spiders, not the eyeball dudes, really. But it seemed to work anyways. These guys don't like dark. And they don't like rock or dark, really. And so either one's pretty effective. Ow. You're in a spot. A dumb spot. I'm gonna die. You idiot. Okay, you know what? When all else fails, they are resistant to it, but I can spam it, so I had plenty of mana to spend. So now, this is the fourth eye, the fourth well-hidden secret eye. You always want to make sure that they didn't drop any shinies or anything. So you're like, okay, cool, I got the 4 eyes, now what? Well, now we can circle around, and instead of going back this way, we're going to go this way instead. Excuse me, sir. See if I get the parry. Oh, I love it. I love it. The parry in this game is so incredibly satisfying, and it's like loud, you know, so like everyone knows you just pulled off a parry. Love that. Love that. Oh, this guy does like crazy, but that's right. Oh, he's gonna hit me hard, isn't he? Sir, can you die? Crystal Teat Man. All right, that's just bait. I'm not gonna drop. I mean, as much as I want to drop down for a bait that I probably have 30 of, I really do. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not going to. Instead, we're gonna go and beat this mission, beat this cave, so I can show you guys the prize for all of our hard work. This was my favorite dungeon in the game, by the way. I actually messaged Free Man after being like, dude, this was so much fun to figure out. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. Oh, there was a twofer. We got a little special there. Okay, so remember the staircase. We did have a little friend guarding it. That illusory wall. So make sure he shoots. Bait the shot. Okay, he doesn't want to shoot. That's fine. And get out of the wall, please. Because you keep messing up my stuff. This dude's totally messing with my feng shui right now. Okay. Bookcase fragment it is. So the Raven Wing Talisman. I was wondering what that was used for, because that does make a lot of sense. It increases the length or distance of your dash. Alright, let's go. That's not what I wanted to cast, my bad. Going for the Eldritch Bolt. We're dead. No worries. We can circle back around. We have him to kill and then we're done. He is guarding that very, very dutifully. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and cast really quickly and parry because he's going to blow up in our face. It's also very good for certain bosses like the Spectre. You're saying dark magic? I mean, I'm sorry, dark magic is? What did I use on the Spectre? I'm trying to think. I beat him last night, I think, or he was the 4th boss I beat. What did I use for Spectre? Oh, I used geomancies, and then I parried him like crazy. So he was like constantly getting staggered, I think I was using Fisher. Fisher is one of my favorite geomancies. The one that creates like envelops the enemies in rock. It's so good. Oh, interesting. So no, Free Mana was saying sorry. No, the Raven Wing Talisman is very good for enemies like Spectre. That makes sense, and because having fought Spectre, I was having to do some crazy dashes and crazy time dashes and whatever, and that's actually why I resorted to the geomancies, because I just ended up continuously staggering him repeatedly, so that he was unable to continue his assault. Because if you can catch him if you can stagger him even mid attack, he'll stop. So, are you gonna do the thing? And your friend? Okay, no. What a copycat. Alright, here we go. Let's actually do the thing. Oh, shoot. Alright, you're dead. That was unpleasant, man. Good gosh. Okay, we're going to go through here. And there you have it. This passageway has opened up for us. You can tell the seams broke and it split right down the middle. Now we have access to this thing. This right here is the Crystal Spear. When I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. It looks great, and it's just awesome. It's very strong too. So already at grade 2, if you do the comparison, you have a massive increase in Earth and Holy. I don't use Holy much at all, but I definitely use Fire, Lightning, and Ice. I mean, Fire, Lightning, and Earth. So that's pretty awesome. The bad thing is it does actually completely almost negate your dark damage. So your Eldritch Bolts and your Crimson Daggers are probably not going to be as effective. But you know what? Who cares? Because we'll use something else in the meantime. So dark is really specific. It's good in general, but I use it in my main file almost exclusively. But it's fine. You can always find workarounds for enemies that have different weaknesses. You don't have to use dark necessarily. Now for holy enemies, it's probably strongly advised. But we're going to go and use this for now. So look at the staff, guys. This is incredible. So now we're rocking all kinds of good stuff right now. And it's already very, very strong with it, of course, having the multiplier for 100% on the earth and holy damage. As an early game catalyst, this spear is very, very good. Oh, I definitely agree. This one is so powerful. So now we're going to circle back around. We're going to test out said spear. Said staff. Oh my face. I didn't see you. I thought you died. But anyways, we're going to be melting enemies pretty easily with this, especially if we're using fire or geomancies and things like that. It's really good. Hello, Mr. Hammerman. Okay. We don't need to necessarily fight all these guys again. We need to get out of here, though, because we need to go to Fellwood Bridge. And we're going to kind of rush through Fellwood Bridge because we're going to be searching and exploring it very thoroughly in the next episode. I want to do Fellwood Bridge and a handful of other areas, but I want to make sure, more than anything, most importantly, that we reach the next kind of hub. Oh, my legs. Okay. Alright, perfect. So this is Fellwood Bridge. There's a bunch of different places you can go and directions you can take. One thing in particular, though, that I do advise is taking this little shortcut. Or creating a shortcut, I should say. The bridge will actually be something you traverse. Many of the things off in the distance in this game are actually places or locales you'll visit, and it's really, really cool. This guy doesn't like Oh, I don't have it anymore. Never mind. I'll say the Eldritch Bolt, but I'm not going to be able to do any kind of damage with it, so. Yep, Geomancies are the way to go for now, since you can't use Dark. But anyway, so this is the kind of the main area. You can go to the left to Fellwood Glaive. You can go straight to go cross the bridge. You could go down this way as well. There's definitely the option to do that. But we want to turn back up here because this is going to open up a shortcut that you may not recognize at first, but it does tie the game together very well. Freeman did an excellent job of world building, connecting. I'd say level design in particular is fantastic because initially it creates that sense of, you know, I'm overwhelmed and it's just, you know, way too daunting of a task. And then before you know it, you get really comfortable with the areas and you know how to navigate such a vast network of areas. So not only did we open up the shortcut, but we got a new recipe for the divine magics. And guess what? We're right back at the Celestium Gate. So this is a kind of an early game area. Now what we can do is we can return to the library, and at any point in time we just go to Celestium Gate and we can go to the Fellwood Bridge area. Otherwise you have to go through the Great Gazing Cave or even other areas to get to Fellwood Bridge. So it's easier to have that little shortcut. That way you can start off and you can then access a number of areas from the bridge just by going to the little shortcut at Celestium Gate. So we're going to go ahead and level. We haven't leveled in a while, actually. Such a noob. So I'm good at 6 spell slots. I don't see the need for any more unless you just honestly have no clue. Like you're like, yeah, I don't ever want to go back to the library kind of thing. Or, you know, that kind of playstyle. But I don't know. I don't mind swapping them out. You even have the means to swap out spells on the fly anyway, so it's not really a big deal. But yeah, 6 slots is plenty in my opinion. Intelligence, let's see. We probably want to bump that up a little bit. We can get that up to 20, but that'll be pretty much the remainder of our Arcana. That's fine. I can't do anything more with that, so we're kind of capped out there at 25 Vitality. We'll bump that up to 30 and then just keep going. Again, the Willpower, although it does have a damage increase, I will tell you that it's not necessary, because as long as you understand the weaknesses and the aversions to some elements that the enemies have, then you're going to be just fine. So let's see, we're going to buy bookcase fragments. We'll buy... oh, we have plenty of tomes. Okay, 5 is good enough for now. I want to stock up on the bookcase fragments for sure. That way we're in good shape. And then we can always use our ability to level up our staff, which is really cool. So Crystal Spear, we can go to 3. So that increases the fire and lightning even further. So that's good. We're going to go with this one for now just because it's different from what I have. In the event that, say for example, I just want to give you guys a quick example. If you're running low, like, oh man, I don't have any 4 or level 4 Drithen, I need 3 more. Well, what you could do is you could go to the Kren and then you could purchase them from Gavlan. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. From Gulland. And you know, at that point, you then have the ability to kind of level up now. But it does cost... it costs Arcana or whatever. So if you go to this bro, right now he only has these 3 unlocked. But as you defeat... I'm assuming it's as you defeat grimoire bosses... or just bosses in general, discover new areas, you're going to see that these open up. So you could get Drithen 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, and 9 at the very end. So very, very cool stuff. Does this game have a New Game Plus? It sure does. The New Game Plus is absolutely brutal, by the way. In New Game Plus, you deal 50% less damage, and enemies deal twice as much damage. So it is rough. Very, very rough. That's going to be a tough thing to encounter. But obviously you need to do that so you can get the boss souls for some of the spells. But in general, I mean, that is pretty painful. So that's where then in New Game Plus, willpower will be pretty important because you're going to need anything to increase the, you know, the damage. I think this... I'm trying to remember the spell now. It's not Barrier. I don't think it's Tremor. I'm pretty sure I used Fissure. So I need to unlock Fissure because we're going to go Geomancer style. We're going to activate our spell book. I really like using it, so I'm probably going to switch it out with this. So that's Fissure, and then this can be my Holy Thunderbolt. Holy Thunderbolt. So we have Fireball, well, not fireball. We have ignite, boulder, fireball, fissure, mage light, thunderbolt. Okay. I mean, we're pretty focused on fire and geomancy, or pyromancy and geomancy, but that's fine. A little bit of lightning goes a long way. We're going to be in trouble if we have any kind of golem or anything to face off with, but we'll review our spells before the next kind of journey we go out on. Double damage taken, half damage dealt. Dude, New Game Plus is very tough indeed. But anyways, I wanted to say thank you all so much for stopping by today. It was an excellent stream. I had a blast playing with you guys, showing off Codex Lost. Remember, Codex Lost is out now. So if you guys want to check it out, please be sure to do so and support the dev. This is a solo dev project, and as a solo dev project, this game is actually absolutely incredible, considering the fact I've played games that had teams of people that have had game-breaking bugs, things that block progress, and I've seen nothing of the sort on PlayStation 5, even with this patch. I think we're not even on patch 1.4, and it still plays excellent. It looks excellent. It's just a damn good game. I encourage you guys to go and check it out, support the dev. It's very reasonably priced. So if you want to go and show your support and love, please do so. And I'm going to go ahead and put the little link for you as well. So here you go. Codex Lost. And the chat, that the command's going to take you straight to the Steam page so you can purchase it and check it out for yourself. B says, is there soft and hard caps on stats? And what is the max level you can get? 50 is the max on each stat. Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. PS5 patch coming soon. That's fantastic. Yeah, again, quality of life things, all these different changes are coming along the way. Steam typically gets the first round of updates, and then we get the consoles get them soon after. I'm playing on the PS5 right now, and as I said, it looks great and plays great. I haven't had any issues or any kind of game-breaking bugs at all. Oh, free mana. One thing that I wanted to tell you, though, before you sign out, I don't want to do it on this file, but like, say, for example, if I were to use the bookcase fragment and then I switch, like, because I'm really funny about accidentally pressing triangle because I've been playing a lot of Bloodborne, and Bloodborne is the consume blood vial option to heal or whatever. So whenever I was getting attacked and panicking, sometimes I'd press triangle. Well, anyways, if you press triangle on an item, say I have the bookcase fragment selected and I press triangle on it, and then I press a direction to either the Lost Tome or nothing, then I'll either not use it, or if I initiate the use of the item and I turn quickly enough, it'll accidentally use the second item. So like if I have bookcase fragment and I pop it and I'm in the animation, if I turn it to the Lost Tome, it'll use that instead. So that's happened to me a bunch of times on accident, where I was like just trying to get some extra mana, and then I switched over to the Lost Tome at the very last second of the animation, and then I returned back. And it was just like in the Wastelands, which was really sucky because I wasn't able to have any good checkpoints there. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I did that a number of times. So just something to know. I don't know if that's intended or whatever, but if you initiate the use of an item and then you change the item, you will use the second item instead. So that's something that I accidentally I've done many times. So just something to consider. But anyways, yeah, this is something I built in for myself. I have trigger fingers, and knowing I can switch to a blank slot to me too. Okay, so that it's intended. Okay, no worries, because I do the same thing. So what I do is I have an empty slot here, and then I have a bookcase fragment. So like if I accidentally want to cancel, then I'll just do that. So if I'm doing a tome, I want to cancel it, I always have one empty slot. So if that's a feature, then that actually makes perfect sense, because I do the exact same thing. I always have a slot empty. Okay, and I did it on purpose because I can either press left or right depending on the item I'm using. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for clarifying that, Free Mana. It's not weird at all. It actually I do the same exact thing. And the reason whenever I accidentally use the second item, I was like, ooh, maybe that's not intended, but the cancel animation is what I intended to use whenever I was having a blank slot. So I always run only 2 consumables at any given time. I always leave 1 slot blank on purpose. So that's perfect. So that actually makes perfect sense then. Anyways, I am really looking forward to continuing the stream. We'll continue streaming the rest of the week and hopefully beating the game. We have so much to cover still, and we've only obtained 1 of the grimoires, but I think we're going to be making quite a bit of progress on the next few streams because of the everything we've kind of done, the framework we've set up for the build, and also exploring the area. You guys are going to now not be so confused and overwhelmed with how massive the map is. But anyways, I want to say thank you all so much for being the best part of my channel. You guys are amazing. Every time you take time out of your day to stop by and say hi to me or watch the stream, you guys are allowing me to live my dream and continue living my dream of being a full-time content creator. So thank you so much. 3 years strong of your love and 8 years strong if you've been watching my content on my other videos. So thank you so much. Free Man says, thanks for playing Inhuman. Absolutely. Thank you for making such a great game and actually taking time out of your day to stop by. I know I'm a smaller streamer for sure, but it means a lot. It really does. These are definitely like big milestones in my streaming career and content creation career that I'll never forget. So thank you so much for stopping by and making such a great game and being such a cool person. But you guys are awesome. Please have a great rest of your week.